Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Geek out with us live where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go off-world. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go off-world tonight.
Good evening, folks. It is time to go off-world. Version 2.0, Tryouts Part 1. Very excited to be here. I'm Curtis Ackerman. Of course, you know me, aka interviewer number 1. With me, I've got Sean. How you doing, Sean?
I am pretty good. I guess I'm interviewer number 2 then.
Yeah, interviewer number 2. And part of the tryouts today. Let's start out. We've got Joe Gonzalez. Joe, how's it going?
Very good, very good. Just happy to be here.
Beautiful.
Ready to laugh at all your jokes, Curtis.
All right, hold on. That's plus 10 points.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, right off the bat.
Okay.
I put
And we've
chapstick on
got
before the
Alexander. Yeah, we got Alexander Deshaw. Alexander, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for giving me the chance to try out.
Absolutely. So let me just see who's all on the chat. We've got Eldor out there. We got Henriu, Mark House Seal, J Mac 77, and Benny. So appreciate everybody that's out there watching live, anybody that's watching on replay. And hopefully now the song will be true and we will be live every Friday night. But we'll see. We'll see how these tryouts go. So
That has bugged Curtis since the beginning of starting this show when we got that theme song. He's like, it says each and every Friday night. We're
it does say
it
that.
does, but Jeremy was a little too creative there, maybe. But here we are. So yeah, 2.0.
Hey, listen, I've got to go with the duet. Duet's never wrong. So well, let's start out with some toy pickups. So we'll start with you, Sean, and then we'll just kind of go around. Sean, what do you got this week?
All of my stuff's in transit, which drives me crazy.
Oh, okay.
So next week I'll have something, but this week I got nothing.
Do you have the Mondo Trap Jaw coming?
Yes.
I saw that. I saw a lot of shipping notices for those.
Yeah, I got the. It said, and this is Shop, the Shop app. It was saying it was going to be here today, and that updated and it said it's going to be here next Wednesday now. So
okay. I still got to decide whether I'm going to open it or not because I gave in and ordered the Filmation one as well, and I kind of like those pink colors. So I don't know. I only am going to keep one of them, and I don't know if I'm going to keep the black one or the pink one. So
give me the black all day. That one, like Scott Baker took some photos. He got his today, and he took some photos and posted them in the Podcasters of the Universe group earlier today. And when I looked at that, I'm like, yep, I chose the right one. The black, all of that, steampunkiness. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably watch some reviews and just see how people are liking it, and then I don't know. I may end up opening both of them and then trying to sell one later or keeping them both. Who knows what the hell I'm going to do? I definitely bought both of them though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alexander, you got anything that you picked up this week that you want to show off?
I did. Check your GameStops because they got a really good deal going on. To buy one clearance item, get 2 free.
Oh wow!
Oh,
The 2 of these.
So how much is the clearance price on it?
I don't think it was that much clearance on these. It's $26.97.
So 26 bucks, but then you got 2 more on top of it.
2 more, yeah.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah.
Well, and then I had my $5 off coupon too every month, so I got 3 figures for like $22.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I
almost
rarely
Eaton's
ever go to
prices.
GameStop, but that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I know Target was just running a deal. I think we talked about it last week, where a lot of their Hasbro stuff was like half off. Their Joes, their Dungeons and Dragons, Marvel Legends. So, yeah, must be that time of year. You know,
Trying to get rid of the old and for the new stuff.
Yeah.
Get rid of the old and in with the new. Speaking of old, Joe Gonzalez, how's it going, Joe?
It's going old.
Did that just happen?
you got anything to show off this week, Joe? Any pickups? Oh,
So, yeah, my Mask of
you
the
got
Red
yours.
Death showed up today.
How is it that the one of us that's on the West Coast gets the Red Death before everybody else?
I have no idea, because I'm usually one of the last people to get stuff. And what's ironic is that this is the one I ordered on Monday,
Yeah.
and I ordered it just the one on Monday when they lifted the amount that you could buy, and yeah, I got it already. So
Well,
I guess
awesome.
that was the secret sauce this time was ordering just a
There
single.
you go. Order one on Monday the next day. Have you opened it up yet?
I haven't. I had to work late today, and I got home an hour before the show, and I opened the package just to drool over it for a little while, of course, because it's amazing. But I haven't gotten to actually dig into it yet. But I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, that art on the package looks really good. So
I don't usually display packaging, but this one's gonna get displayed
You
somewhere.
have to.
It
Make
just
stuff.
looks so good, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really display the figure obscura packaging, but I do keep it all. Like it's the only packaging that I don't get rid of. Yeah, because I also been trying to like rotate my figure obscura. Like the holiday ones are pretty easy. Like you just bring out at holiday time. Like I think probably this upcoming week I'll bring out the Headless Horseman, and then later on, in the end of November I'll bring out Krampus and Father Christmas. So yeah,
Gotta have the epic battle.
there you go.
Yeah, I display all the figures, but I have a problem. I keep all of the Mythic Legions packaging, so I actually have a room, a storage room that's currently full of boxes of empty, like Horseman figure containers. I really need to dig into there and get rid of them all. But yeah, it's on the to-do list that I'll get around to eventually.
Joe's giving a tour of his house. So this is the kitchen. Here's the living room. Here's the bedroom. And here's all my extra packaging. That's what this room is.
Yeah.
So,
This is the empty box room.
yeah. But I'm not a hoarder. All right. It's just
No.
I may sell it someday.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm pretty old.
Get
If I pass away from natural causes, being so old,
There you go.
then my kids can repackage everything and sell
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun trying to match up the figures with the packaging. They're like,
There's
why did he
pictures on
do
the
this
box.
to us?
Do they know what goes with what?
Yeah, they actually would be like, yeah, that seems like something my dad would do to us. So yeah.
Well, I got about midway through the week and I realized I had nothing to show today. So I had to order some stuff on Amazon because I get like they just recently put in an Amazon, like it's probably 15 minutes away. And sometimes I'll order stuff and within an hour and a half, it's at my door. Like it's so freaking quick.
Awesome.
Nice.
So one of the things I have not gotten any of the Motu Masterverse stuff until now. I did get the Beastman because I think I found it on sale at Target or something. But this is my first like standard figure, and it was Zodak. Obviously, Sean will, because it's a Cosmic Enforcer, you gotta.
Yep.
And I think it's pretty good. The articulation's good. It does have the double jointed, which I don't know is necessary, but it doesn't look terrible. He's got a little spot for his gun that can like attach to his leg, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mhm.
Just kind of a neat figure. So I was pretty happy with that. And then the new Dreadnoks came out for G.I. Joe, and I already had Zartan, and I was like, I just want to get all the Dreadnoks. So I had to go back out and get Zorana because I didn't have her. So I got her, and she's pretty awesome. She comes with two different hairdos. She's got this one, and then she's got like a 70s beehive that I was like, yeah, I just tossed that as soon as it came in and
That's the one
glued
you got
this
to
one
display.
down. So what's that?
That's the one you got to display her with.
No. I threw that one right out and glued this one to her head. So, but yeah,
Glued it, huh?
Yeah, she looks pretty cool. I like it. I like the gun's got like this little saw blade on the end and stuff, and yeah, she's pretty fun. So, haven't really been super into the classifieds. I was never like a huge Joe fan growing up, but for some reason I always liked the Dreadnoks. I just, they're just kind of, I don't know, like Louisiana hillbillies kind of, they're and I don't know. I just thought they were kind of cool. So, yeah, so that's my pickups for the week.
Right on.
Beautiful. Anything that you guys saw this week that you're excited for? Obviously we already talked about Red Death, but anything else that you guys saw? I know Toy Fairs this weekend. I haven't really seen too much out of that yet, but no. Okay.
The Hasbro, you mentioned Hasbro has D&D figures half off. I actually have been collecting the 80s cartoon figures, but I haven't gotten the last two yet. I have all the other ones.
Oh, cool.
So if they're half off, that's
Okay.
a good time.
Yeah,
I'll have to make a point
everything
to go
that I
and
saw
pick those
there
up.
at Target that was Hasbro was half off. But, once again, like Alexander was saying, they're clearing out the old stuff, bringing in the new stuff. So as the new stuff comes
Right.
in, I'm sure that'll be like normal price. But yeah, everything they had in stock last time I was there was half off. So a lot of
I'm
people.
looking forward to that.
I need to pick those.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that, Alexander?
I'm looking forward to that owl bear that they have coming.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
That does look good.
I saw a lot of people getting that Hawkeye that comes with that I don't know, cosmic bike or whatever, because it scales with Cosmic Legions, and it's pretty good. It probably needs like a paint job because it has, it's just like molded in that gray plastic. I don't think there's really a whole lot of paint, if any, on it. But yeah, with a good paint job, that's Sky Cycle. Honor says, but yeah, with a good paint job and for half off, put it with your cosmics. So, all right, well, it is tryout time, and we've got some questions prepared, and
Pressure's
so
on.
we're just gonna go through this. Hold on, let me get
bullets now.
Let me get prepared.
Oh, Professor Curtis now, huh?
Yeah, Professor.
Yeah. We appreciate you both coming in today for the open position. I'm going to go ahead and start out if that's okay, Sean. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free.
Basically how this is going to work is I'm going to have a question for each of you. I'll start with one. We'll answer it. Go to the other, different question. Not the same question, because it'd give the second person an unfair advantage. They'd have more time to think about it. So we do have some slightly different questions for each person, but I think you'll be able to manage. So,
Right.
So starting off with Alexander, can you share a time that you were able to motivate coworkers or direct reports?
Direct reports? Let's see. Coworkers were being really stupid, so I said, "Get your ass in here."
Okay, get your ass in here. Okay.
Not afraid to be the heavy. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Interesting response to that. Joe, similar question. Do you stand up or sit down to wipe?
I'm a sitter, definitely.
Sitter. Gotcha.
Yep.
Sits down.
It's,
Okay,
I
that's
like to
good.
stay
That's
in the
really
comfort
good.
zone.
Yeah.
I don't want to put any extra strain on knees or ankles, during that time of rest. Yeah.
Okay. Sean, I'll pass it over to you.
All right. Well, I'm asking these on behalf of our co-host Jesse because he had a few that he was curious about. Alexander, how many chuggas before choo choo?
I believe it's 2.
Okay. And then Joe, are there more windows or doors in the world? Again, this is Jesse's question.
Right. That is an interesting question, and I'll admit I've never taken the time to count them all. But in my criminal past, every window can be considered a door if you try hard enough. So,
well, that's a very creative answer.
Okay. Do you want to hit them with Jesse's third question, which I think was for both of them?
Yeah, I'll hit you with both of it. Yeah, I'll hit both of you with it. Is what I'm trying to say. Who is your legend daddy, and what does he do?
Legend daddy, like
as in the host of the show. Who is your legend?
Who's your
daddy,
legend daddy, and what does he do?
And what does he do?
Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I put on chapstick to start the show, so obviously it's Curtis because he's here each and every Friday night, right? And what he does is run the show seamlessly and provide us with several hours of flawless entertainment that I tune in for each and every Friday night. So.
Excellent answer. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Alexander?
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. You guys are going to have to come with harder questions. Sorry.
I can't choose all 3 of you because it takes a team to run.
You
this
can.
show.
I mean, it shows in indecisiveness, but I mean, if that's what you're going for,
it takes a
that's
team
fine.
to run this.
Okay. Okay.
It's a collective daddy, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. We'll accept that answer.
Umbrella.
Umbrella, yes.
Okay. We're back around to me, and we'll start with Alexander again. What's a major decision that you made this past year, and how did you come to that decision?
Ooh, I don't know. June 4th. It's about 11:32 at night. And I was playing some video games. I had to make the decision. Do I pause the game or do I go take a shit? It was a close call, but I did not pause that damn game.
And did you shit? You did not shit yourself?
I'm going to plead the 5th on this.
Okay.
And
maybe shit. I will write.
Maybe. We'll see.
Gotcha.
It still might be brewing today. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Similar question for Joe. What are your thoughts on X-Men, the animated series?
I don't. Gosh, I'm so old. That was an awfully long time ago. I just have vague memories of Rogue laying down in front of Apocalypse, and that's the only memory that really stands out strongly to me.
You know, that really is the most important memory. So we'll take that. Thank you.
When you say it was like a long time ago, that means like you were 30, right?
Okay.
I'm not even sure how old I am anymore because Curtis called me old. So, he's sporting a little more gray than I am. So, ouch. That was rough. But I'm here for the abuse.
Sean, back to you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask both of you the same question and see what the answer is this time around. Why is Galaxy Quest the best movie ever?
Alan
And,
Rickman.
Alexander, feel free to go first.
Alan Rickman. Boom. Done.
Interesting answer.
Very, very, very interesting answer. And Joe?
Because you say so, Sean.
Interesting.
Kind of
answer.
get the feeling that he's rehearsed this, baby. I don't know, but I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
I'm not sure about Sean. I was looking for Guy was the correct answer.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. I think we're back to Alexander. What are your top priorities if you were to get this role? And how did you come to that decision that that's your top priority?
To grow the hair like you, man.
Interesting. Okay.
I've never been able to really grow hair.
Gotcha. Hair growth.
Middle 20s or so, and said fuck it and just started shaving it.
Yeah, I get it.
I want to do the top ponytail like you, man.
Beautiful. That works. And Joe, along those same lines, how do you feel about dance movies?
Like this.
That's how you feel them?
Okay. That's how I feel about them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Back to you, Sean.
All right. The ones I'm going to ask, Curtis is more, he wants to give both of you different things. I'm just going to do the umbrella ones because I am just curious about these questions. So Alexander and Joe, Alexander first, just to keep it simple. Who is your Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Okay. And Joe?
Yeah, same. I don't even have something funny to say about that one. Just...
That's okay. It doesn't have to be funny. It is an interesting question. For me, the answer is always interesting to find out whose is whose. So.
Yeah. I think that you both came up with the correct answer, so good job. Did you want to ask a second question, Sean, or since you're doing both at the same time, or do you want me to go with my next one?
You go with your next one because I'm still compiling a couple things here and there.
Let's see. I think we're back on Alexander. If you were on a special project and a certain member of the team wasn't pulling their weight, what would you do?
Well, I'd first ask them if they were all right. Show some empathy.
I'm sorry. We lost your audio there for a second. I'm sorry. What's that now?
I'd ask them if they're all right. Show some empathy.
Empathy. That's interesting. I've never heard that one. Okay. Gotcha.
Find out however they answer, and then slap them and say, get back to work.
Slap them. Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, I'm sorry. I miss slap them in the ass and get them back to work.
Okay. Gotcha. Ass.
HR. Did you do that? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
In the ass. I heard that. Yeah. And then, along those same lines, Joe, where's the strangest place you've ever pooped?
I'm not sure exactly how you quantify strange.
People would consider it unusual, like waffle stomping one into a lake, for instance. That's just an example. You don't have to use that.
In the weeds, 2 blocks from a police officer that was parked on the side of the road doing speed checks.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to jump in the weeds and go, regardless of who's around,
Similarly,
it's my car, and I'm not going to clean that out of it. So,
similarly, mine is a church parking lot.
Yeah. Sorry, Alexander, that we have specific questions we're trying to evaluate skill sets and stuff. And yeah. So, but anyway, go ahead. Sean, you're up.
Alexander, what motivates you?
Mythic Legions.
Oh, that's a sexy response. I like it.
That is.
And Joe,
Mm-hmm.
how do others describe you?
I have no idea. I mean, not even the faintest. I would hope kindly, but something makes me doubt that. So I don't know. No idea. They, oddly enough, not very many people tell me what they think of me, and the ones that have, I'm divorced from. So yeah, I'm not going to share that.
I'm happy that my question finally broke Curtis for a
from
second.
X.
It was driving me crazy.
Gotcha. Interesting. Interesting. I like that answer. Okay. Okay. Alexander.
Yes.
Let's say you had a special project due at the end of the month, but you're giving a conflicting priority from a different supervisor. How would you handle that?
How would I handle that? Probably crack a beer and shove it down their face.
Gotcha. So the Stone Cold Steve Austin, basically. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Interesting. Joe, and this one's really important, Joe. This lot of ways on this one. Do you enjoy reading?
Oh, you know, I've tried it lots of times. When I was younger, it was a lot easier, but I'll have to say at this point in my old age that no, I just don't have the eyesight for it. So I'm going to have to go with no. Yeah. I like being read too, but doing it myself.
Yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, that's, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Does not enjoy reading. That's good. That's very good. Sean, you're up.
Alexander, is there such a thing as too much Star Wars?
No, not at all.
Interesting. Joe, DC or Marvel?
Like if I had to pick one.
Yes, you have to pick one. Which one?
Yeah.
Which one you want to go with?
Marvel. It's the tough decision, but I think Marvel takes the lead on that one for me.
Any specific reason why?
Because Marvel comics were the first comics I read as a very young child.
Okay.
So it's just a bit of a nostalgia thing. Spider-Man was the first comic book that I ever owned. So I think, yeah, just nostalgia.
Okay. Nostalgia.
Interesting. Did you consider animated TV shows when you made that answer? I'm just wondering.
No, I actually only thought about comic books specifically. I'm not sure why.
A little tip for the rest of the interview. You may want to consider all facets of the question.
Well, if that's the case,
just throwing that out there. Yeah.
If that's the case, I have to change my answer because the original Superman movie theme song still makes me tear up. So maybe DC. Yeah.
Interesting. Flip flopper. Okay. All right. Alexander.
Yes.
You're given an assignment by one of us, but you feel like it's outside of your skill set. How would you handle that?
Like James McAvoy in Wanted.
Can you elaborate?
When his boss gets after him about shit. Keyboard. Just big fuck you.
Okay. And Joe, what is the best live adaptation of a cartoon series?
This would have been better as a multiple choice.
Okay, I can give you a couple multiple choices.
Yeah, because I actually can't think.
87 Masters of the Universe. With Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
1990 TMNT, or any of the Michael Bay Transformer movies.
Ooh. And which is the best one? Not necessarily my favorite.
Which is the best? Yes.
Probably the Ninja Turtles.
That is the correct answer. So
yeah,
good job.
Not necessarily my favorite one, but
we won't take points off of that. But that's sometimes you don't need to elaborate that much. So
that Skeletor performance in the Masters of the Universe, if you took the rest of that movie out, just Skeletor's performance is probably my favorite
performance.
thing.
Garbage movie. Yeah, absolutely. Sean, we are back to you, sir.
All right. I'm going to do the umbrella for both of you on this one because there's a little bit of multiple choice to this. So you have to delete one movie out of the 4 options that you're given. Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one. The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, Joker, obviously. Superman the movie, or Avengers Infinity War.
Question: when you're saying Superman the movie, are you talking about the original Christopher Reeves?
Christopher Reeve, the 1978 Superman the movie.
And what was the last one? I'm sorry.
Avengers Infinity War.
Okay.
Alexander?
And what was the first one?
Spider-Man 2, The Dark Knight, Superman the movie, or Infinity War.
Get rid of one.
Get rid of one. It's out of there for the rest of eternity.
Really, for me, it could be Spider-Man or Batman. I've still got 50 other movies to choose from.
Okay.
So to flip a coin between those two.
Okay.
The original Superman is one of the best movies, in my opinion, ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And Infinity War was pretty good.
Yeah. Alexander?
I'm gonna say Superman.
Interesting.
You can't have Infinity War without Endgame, or Endgame without Infinity War.
Yeah.
That is not good. That is not good. Okay. All right. Alexander, what attracted you to this position? Second part to that question. Are you having second thoughts?
The opportunity to talk about what I love is what attracted to me, and no, I'm not sad. I'm having second thoughts.
Okay. Commitment. Got it. Like it. And Joe, the speech at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, is it poorly timed? Explain your answer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a right time and place for speeches, and that was not one of them.
I'm really loving that.
And
answer.
Shame on anyone who disagrees with that.
Yes, that was, I'm not big on elaborating too much, but that was a good one. I like that. Okay. Shame. I will pass that on to Jesse when he gets here. Sean, you're up.
Alexander.
Yes.
Let's see. I'll turn it around. Do you have any questions?
For you, or for Curtis, or for Jesse, or just in general?
In general, whatever way you'd like. You get, if you want to ask either of us, you get one question apiece. How about that? Since we've been doing that to you.
How would you feel about a coworker coming at you with negative thoughts about something that you think is great?
Mm-hmm. And that's for Sean?
For both of you. Both of you.
Gotcha. Sean?
Well, let's see. When I had people telling me they thought Batman v Superman was a good movie, I had to bite my tongue as hard as possible because I did not agree at all. And basically, I deal with people like that where I just don't say a whole lot because I go with the whole thumper, if you don't have something nice to say, you try not to say anything at all, but I will let them know why I don't like something or why whatever negative it is. I'll usually give them well, did you think of it this way? Or did you think of it, and I try to, it's not me trying to be right. It's me just asking, I see where you're going, but did you ever think of it from the other perspective or a different point of view at least?
Okay.
For me, I would explain to them why they're being stupid, and not in a way where I'm trying to change their mind, because rarely can you do that in a situation like this. Like, people are going to be set in their ways, but just to at least kind of plant that seed in their head that they are kind of a moron, and let that kind of grow naturally on its own until they really question all the decisions they make in their life. So that would be my answer. Yeah. Joe, do you have a question for Sean and I?
I would never dream of questioning the off-world overlords. So no, I do not.
Interesting. Doing very well. Very, very well.
Sorry, Alexander.
Okay.
If I play games, I play to win.
Instead of Legend Daddies, now we have Off-World Overlords as well to add to the mix. So this is quite an interesting conversation tonight. Yeah.
There you go. Can you draw something up for that, Sean, as us as Overlords?
That is next on my to-do list, to be honest.
Gotcha.
At the bottom, a little asterisk. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Alexander, if you were to get this position, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Taking over.
Taking over. That is threatening. Okay. That's my role.
I'm in a position I want to move up, 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 up.
Interesting. Okay. And Joe, if you had to replace one off-world host, which one would it be?
Oh, well, I actually really like all of the off-world hosts quite a bit, and it would be a tragedy to see any of them replaced by myself, definitely. But since Juch isn't going to be here tonight, I'm going to have to go with him. So, yeah.
That was actually the correct answer. So, good job. Okay. I only have one more round of questions, but Sean, whatever you've got, let's go ahead and bring this thing home.
All right. Well, I will ask this of both of you so that it's a little simpler here. Which is the best Back to the Future movie, and why is it the first one?
I'm going to say because you said it.
Interesting.
All right.
Taking a note from your counterpart. Okay. And just speaking of Dooch, apparently we're getting a thumbs down on this one, but it's a thumbs down. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Joe, Back to the Future 1. Why?
Because it was the best one. It's hard to quantify it past the fact that it is the most entertaining and had the most story structure that made sense. And though there were no bad ones, that definitely was the best one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what answer Sean was looking for on there. I was looking for had the most Huey Lewis in the news. So partial points for both of you.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
yeah. Anything else, Sean? Or are we ready for the last ones
I
that
got
I had?
one more.
Okay,
and-
I'll do
and-
mine, and then we'll hit your last one and close
Okay.
it out.
Sounds good.
Alexander.
Yeah.
What are your salary expectations?
There's celery.
That's a good answer. That is a good answer. There's salary with a question mark. Yeah, that's free would be better. Okay, good answer. We like that. And Joe, final question for you. This one's kind of a tough one. Should OffWorld be every Friday night?
Oh, well, I would really hate to call Jeremy DeWitt a liar, for one. And for two, I'm a pretty boring person. So without OffWorld, I'm really bored on Friday nights. So I'd have to say that's a double yes.
Okay, sounds
On
good.
that, yeah.
We'll go
We
to
need that to
Sean.
be the sound clip for the episode. The overall, like if we do
Yeah.
a promo, I'm really bored on Friday night. I really like OffWorld.
Yeah.
Just start it like that. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
All right,
Sean, let's bring it home.
My last question is simply, who is the best Ghostbuster? Peter, Ray, Egon, or Winston?
I'm gonna go with Egon.
Okay. Very valid answer.
Any reason why, or just
I've always liked him.
okay?
Like the glasses. I had glasses
Okay.
growing up.
Spores, molds, and fungus.
Joe?
For me, I'm going to say that Peter Venkman's personality, I find the most humor in out of all the characters. So I don't know about the best overall, but the best for me is Peter Venkman.
Yeah, I mean that was easily the correct answer. So, cool. Well, guys, we do have other candidates that are interviewing for this position, so we can't give you an answer right away. But we'll total up these scores and we'll get back with you. I can tell you that one of you did really well, and one of you did very poorly. But yeah, like I said, you'll hear from us, or you won't. One of the two. So,
Right.
but either or, will happen. So, okay, beautiful. Well, now that we got the business of the episode out of the way, I thought maybe we would look at some toys. I don't know. Anybody want to look at some toys?
Sure.
I like
Okay.
toys.
Yeah. So, first things up, I want to pop up this thing. I'm sure everybody's going to be excited about this. Santa Batman in red or blue. So, yeah, who's getting this? And I'm saying that because I honestly don't know who the hell would get this.
It's
So,
not gonna be me.
I didn't look at it close. I saw some of the pictures on Facebook today, but now seeing it here, if I was looking for a Batman to go with my Batman Beyond figures, and I was like, oh, Batman's getting up in the middle, old man Batman's getting up in the middle of the night to use the restroom. I'm thinking a rich guy, right? Old though with the white beard. He's got a cap because your head gets cold when you're old. That's why
Gotcha.
you wear hats. So in the right display, he's got those arm things. If he wants a snack, he could shred some cheese on the way back to his bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he has knee pads and like elbow spikes or
he's prone to falling,
Yeah.
because he's old. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta protect you.
Could stop
2
him
a.m.,
from slipping on the ice.
Now, just so you guys are aware, this is $50 for the 2-pack if you want both colors, but they do offer them in a single pack where you for $30 you can get one or the other. So if one color just isn't for you, you can get them individually as well.
In police colors. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start I'll kind of start this off. I don't anticipate ordering any of these. Sean, interest?
No. I mean, I turned down Father Christmas, and that's more in my lane right now, anyway. So, Batman, out of any of the characters, Batman as Santa. I mean, Superman. It makes way more sense to me. He's done that in the comics how many times, But Batman.
Yeah. Follow-up question for you though, Sean. Do you have Candy Cane He-Man?
No, I do not.
Okay. So, yeah, I would say that would probably be more in your wheelhouse than this, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. And that wasn't even in my wheelhouse, but that makes more than a Batman that's Santa for some reason.
Okay. Alexander?
Nope. These do nothing for me.
Nothing. Okay.
Nah.
Any interest in what may be in that Santa bag?
That looks like a solid piece of plastic to me.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't anticipate there being surprises like we had with Father Christmas, but
yeah.
Okay, Joe, these things doing anything for you?
Yeah, I don't really necessarily understand it. The jacket is cool. I think that with a head swap, you could repaint that into a cool Batman figure. But as is, no, I don't think so.
My guess from looking at this is that is not soft goods. My guess is that is a rubber piece, and I'm also guessing that it doesn't have any sleeves. It looks like it's cut off here at the arm. So I don't even know that you could get a whole lot of use on that on another figure.
Well, it looks like a repaint of the Arctic Batman with like the Mr. Freeze goggles or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It could be. Yeah. And
the only reason I know that is because I bought that figure for the Build-A-Figure for the Ice King.
And I'm looking through here. I don't see anything about what could be in that satchel. So I think you might be right. I think it may just be a kind of a solid piece in there. I don't think there's any goodies. Okay. Taking a quick look at the rest of McFarlane's page here. Got Jokerized Robin. Okay. Got some new Aquaman stuff for the new movie. I have not. Anybody seen the trailer for the new Aquaman movie?
Yep.
Any good? I haven't seen the trailer yet.
It looks decent. I like the first movie, so I mean,
yeah,
it almost looks like not really carbon copy, obviously, but it looks like it could be fun just like the first one.
They got the chick dropping turds on pillows in there.
I believe so. They only showed her for a brief second in the trailer.
That's not in the trailer though, right? That part?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. No. All right. This thing looks weird. I don't know. I think I saw somebody like post this in the Cabal, like, trying to mix that in with Legions, but I don't know about that. This do anything for anybody?
Me. I like it.
You like it?
I have like a Cthulhu cult thing going on, a shelf.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna go good in that.
Would you add paint to him, or you just as is? You just take this out of package and just throw it in there?
I'd probably put a wash on him. Maybe do something with the suit, because I think it's like a suit.
Yeah, it looks like it's a suit, but then it's got openings for where his like fins hang out and stuff.
Right.
So
I might do something with that.
Sean or Joe, this do anything for you guys?
It's kind of cool, but I don't really specifically need something like that at the moment. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it could fit into a bunch of different things, though.
Yeah. I guess if you're into the whole fishy side of things, then and I've seen a lot of people kind of gooing and gone over this thing. The colors on this is really cool. I don't know. It looks like it comes with a little stand that goes underneath. I mean, I guess if you were doing like maybe a 2.0 female underwater mythic character or something, maybe it would look cool on this. I don't know. What do you
I
guys?
think Thalen would really look cool on it.
Okay.
But
I mean,
I'm digging this too.
Yeah, the colors are cool. I like the colors. I just don't know where I would fit that into anything.
Yeah, I'd have to see a review of it to see where the points of articulation are and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah. And then I did want to show, because they do have a few figures coming out that I'm pretty excited for. Not these; those look like crap. Hold on, let me see if I can. The superpowers are kind of neat. Where are they? Here we go. These three. I think these three are kind of cool. The Sinestro, I don't necessarily need, but I think the Hawkman and the Firestorm are really cool.
Aren't those just repacks? Yeah. Oh, I feel like
they're like deluxe editions or something. Hold on, let me see. They're like a deluxe edition thing where it comes with like a special card with a stand for the card and stuff. So they're a little bit more expensive than the other ones, but I think this Firestorm looks badass.
Yeah.
Like that one looks really cool.
He's my second favorite DC superhero.
Yeah, and then this Hawkeye looks really cool too. I think those might be the same wings as the Dark Redeemer from McFarlane Spawn. But I think that looks pretty cool too. So, All right. Any other McFarlane stuff that you guys want to look at, or that good for that?
The other big deluxe figure from Aquaman 2, I think I might pick him up too.
What was the other one?
It's like King Cardax or something like that.
This guy?
Yeah.
King Cardax. He's only $20. I think he's just a regular figure.
Okay.
He might stand a little taller than the normal ones, but yeah, that's
he's got a cool hat.
That's an interesting look.
Yeah. Like an underwater pope or something.
Yeah. It's like a coral crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing's doing something crazy here. Okay. What are we doing? Let's go back. Yeah, it started freaking out on me. Okay, let's go back into it. Because I want to look at his... Dude, there we go. Yeah, that loin piece and waist piece, I could see that kind of being used. And
put a zombie head on it or something.
Yeah, you do a paint job on this thing, make it more like kind of gray and grayish.
Yep.
I could see that fitting in with like Necronominus.
Yep.
Or as is, it may fit in with Toxus. That is kind of interesting. Okay. Butimus. Let me remove that, and we will pop open. Let's see. Stop screen share. Let's go to Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see what we got. All right. So front is this Storm Collectibles, whatever these things are, with bat wings on their head and their boobies hanging out.
Boobs with legs. That's all it is.
Yeah. This doing anything for anybody?
I like the video game. Darkstalkers was actually a really cool video game. Yeah, Darkstalkers.
Never actually heard of it.
That character's Morrigan. It's a succubus. They're all monsters. It's like a fighting game. That they're all like monsters. So I'm not planning on getting the figures, but they're cool figures. I like them.
For having double jointed legs, the knee looks pretty good there. Like that, it doesn't look as wonky as some other double jointed ones. Now the backside looks a little. But the front side has a good look to it.
Storm usually does a pretty good job with that, from what I've seen. Like, don't
Yeah.
they also do like the Street Fighter ones and stuff? So,
I thought they did. Do they
Mortal
do Street
Kombat?
Fighter 2? I know they do
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
Some of those I'm pretty impressed with, but it's funny because with them, that's hysterical.
Fuck is that?
The eyes.
But just that that one image of her just standing there, it's interesting that, you know, when you translate how the art looks in the game and you make it into a figure, she looks like she literally has no stomach. It's like she goes from boobs to hips and that's it.
Yeah.
And it really looks weird to me. It's like in the video game and drawn, you can kind of figure that's a stylistic choice, but when you see it as a figure, it just looks like, oh, that just looks weird. Like she got rid of half of her ribs or something.
I'm guessing this is something with the video game where her foot turns into a giant blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that like a swiping motion?
So these are 1/12 scale. So they're about 7 inches tall. And they usually run about $100. This is $105. So,
Man,
you know, obviously more expensive than like
I like the figure. I wasn't gonna get it until I saw the eyeballs head, and
now
now
you're
I really
sold,
want
huh?
it.
There
Well,
you go, huh?
All the fun you could have with that. Come on, you're
It's like
telling
she's
me you
getting
couldn't come up
poked in
with
her
some
butt.
creative photography with that?
Oh, shoot.
The face
Okay.
up launched a million memes. There you go.
Yeah. King of Fighters.
Also,
yeah, they
a great
got some Mortal
video game.
Kombat ones. So okay. Let's see. Oh, and just like that, they've already changed the top picture. So now we got Action Force and some other things as the top picture.
They were watching. They just wanted to mess with you, Curtis.
You know what it is? It's probably Bobby Vala hacking the site. So
Right.
got his figures up there. Yeah, these are all right. I got one. I've only got the Sergeant Slaughter one. I don't know. You guys into the Vala stuff?
I haven't bought into it yet.
Mhm.
I don't will, but
Yeah. Looks like we've got a bunch of stuff here. Got some
Those statues.
Marvel Unleashed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these are statues there.
Iron Studios. Yeah.
Some Jurassic Park. Looks like that's a statue too. These are all statues, I think. Let's see how this Ahsoka looks. $200. I don't think so. Jesse always like focuses on the face on these, and I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like that face. The pose is cool, like jumping through the glass and stuff is neat, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna dig that face.
He looks like she's chewing on taffy while she's jumping through a window.
This looks cool with the part of his helmet cut off and stuff. That looks neat.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's badass. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Weekly sale. A lot of anime
Click on
stuff.
that.
What's that?
Click on that. See what's in there.
Looks like
I know
it's
last
pumpkin.
week they had that.
Oh, they do have the
5K
Sarge.
Wolf.
Got Sarge on sale. Boba Fett from Mafex. That I got this one for I think it was on sale for the same price, like $48. That's a really good Boba Fett for that. I mean, considering that a Hasbro one's going to cost you like $30, $35 in the store, for $48, this thing is fantastic. So,
Pop,
a Boba Fett Nerf gun for $71. Holy shit. Yeah, original price $109. Who the fuck prices Nerf guns at $109?
Well,
It's all the license.
It's the licensing, yeah.
Oh boy.
Otherwise, it's $25.50.
Yeah. Some Popeye stuff. Some
Hey,
new
look it. There's the
Ghostbusters
best. The best Ghostbuster in there.
shit. Yep, Peter's down there. So yep. Some anime stuff. Yeah, that looks very childlike. I don't know that that's appropriate.
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, this is a Kotobukiya, so this would be a statue, but that is pretty cool looking.
It is until you hear him say it like a bantha 5 or 10 times over
Yeah.
dubstep or whatever it was. Now, one thing that got me is there's a Bunsen and Beaker that you pass by. That's Diamond Select ones.
Oh yeah, that's a 2-pack for $20. That's pretty good
for $20.
That's
I
pretty
might
good.
be willing to pull the trigger on that because I have Statler and Waldorf, and the two of them would work well.
Look like they've got a few points of articulation too. It's not just statues. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they don't come with it. I could have swore they were supposed to come with some lab equipment, but maybe they're just single figures then, I guess. But
yeah, it doesn't show anything with that. It just shows the 2 figures, but still 2 figures for $20 is pretty good.
Absolutely.
Especially Diamond Select. Like that stuff's usually made pretty well.
Yep.
A Pokemon Pikachu Pokemon Center Kumon building blocks toy set.
Lego
Okay.
wannabe.
And
Looks
what
like
is
a
this
diner
one?
near my house.
Yeah. Does. Looks
It
like
really does.
Yeah.
It's like the diner just has a blue roof instead of the red. Otherwise, it's pretty much that.
Persian Princess 1/12 scale. The soft goods look cool.
Yeah.
Wonder, I guess you can't see. I guess that doesn't. I was looking for a look where you see the face, like, but I guess that veil doesn't come off, or at least they just didn't show it. Interesting.
Yeah.
A bunch of anime stuff. I saw some people posting this in the Cabal. I don't get how this would work with Mythics, but if this is your thing, 1/12 scale, $27, and I think it comes with different heads and different body parts that you can use. Let me see. Is there? Yeah, it just looks like an alternate head, and then it's got pauldrons and weapons. So
Interesting.
I don't know. Is that doing anything for anybody?
It's fun.
Might be all right for a different type of skeleton, but
Yeah.
I don't know about.
If I had like
28. Yeah, it's not $28 fun, but it like $15 maybe.
Yeah, that's one of those that if I saw it like 5 below, I'd be like, yeah, I'll pick one up. But
there's another one.
Undead Ninja Army Oni mask or Oni mask.
Oni. Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Not terrible.
Soft goods look pretty good. What does this cost? $55? Little pricey, but you get a couple sais and a katana. Looks like some throwing knives. For some reason, this one looks really weird. Like the neck goes like right up into the I don't know. The proportions look weird, but then like this, it looks fine. So,
Yeah, it looks like it was maybe a different neck.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know. Here's another one of these things. I don't know what's different. Oh, the face is different, and the weapons. Yeah. I wonder if it's still. Yeah, it still comes with a skeleton head. All right. Yeah. Right. What do we got here? Jurassic Park set with walls to keep everybody in. Yeah. No. All right. Bunch more anime stuff.
Arts.
Let's take a look at this guy.
Journey to the West.
Journey to the West. This is their Monkey King for $87. Yeah, I'm just thinking that this is not.
I'm okay with mine.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Mythic Legion one or the Figure Obscura one for less money is considerably better than this. Okay.
If you had like Village People action figures, I think that one would probably look all right with them. like singing or something.
Yeah.
Had that kind
What
of
do you
look.
guys think about this thing for $16?
I have that.
And
I like it. It's not very posable, but it looks really cool with like a goblin on it.
is it about that size, like that a goblin would work well on it?
Yeah, I can go grab it if you want.
Yeah,
Sure.
that'd be awesome.
All right.
That does look pretty cool. And for $16, that's not bad. I don't know. What you got, Sean, Joe? What do you think about that?
Like just looking at it, it just looks like it'll be a statue. So, but it works. It works with the mythic vibe of like it's like this weird creature, like Alexander's saying. Put a goblin on it. Makes sense to me.
It looks like the Zool creatures from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
The body, definitely. Yeah.
The body, absolutely.
Yeah. The hands or whatever. Yeah.
The head is a little bit articulated, but everything else is. I think he's got like a bendy tail.
Oh, he's got a bendy tail. Cool.
But
that's
everything else is just static.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking one of those up for $16. That's pretty cool.
It's not on there all the way, but
yeah, that's pretty good size. Yeah. Yep. I'm definitely buying that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like the little helmet part, like that's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we found something, at least for me. Okay. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Is that a 3-pack, 4-pack?
$71. Looks like 4-pack. Nice little display box that it comes in.
It's not terrible.
Oh, it's a little blacklight action too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. I just saw that for the first time. I think it was last year.
The movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was one I think my wife showed me for the first time. I don't think I ever saw it before I met her.
Okay.
And that was like 10 years ago or more that I first saw it. But
here's some of the Z-Ray, X-Ray, whatever you want to call them. Looks like some accessories. So some weapons, shield.
That's version C.
For $24. Yep. Accessory set version C. So
Not terrible. That I have one of those combatant figures, and they're not bad.
they're not bad. I like the female ones. I don't like, just because we don't have a lot of female like gladiator type ones in the Mythic Legion line.
Yeah.
But yeah, the male ones I prefer, Mythic Legions over the male ones. But what do we got here? $61. First Order Executioner Stormtrooper. What this is? Oh, this is from Mayfex. Yeah, 61. Anytime you can get a Mayfex for less than $100, that's pretty good. So it looks pretty neat.
It's a decent looking stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right. And this one sold out.
Of course.
Public Estate D set. Okay. All right. So that's the weekly sale stuff. Got some of the Spider-Man stuff. Summer sale going on. There's like 4,000 things in there. So check that out at your own demise.
What is that Joker?
This is the Criminal from the Three Jokers set. And it's a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive.
It's a different job.
Yeah, just a little bit different.
Not terrible.
Interesting. Okay. Here's some Hush figures that were out, or some Hush Mayfex figures. I know they were out of stock, and then they just came back in. This one is brand new. They just posted this up this past week. This is the Affleck Batman.
That makes me think of the poor kid in Christmas Story with the I can't put my arms down. He looks like he's so padded.
Yeah, well,
I get Batman should have armor. I get it, but it just makes Ben Affleck look like a 7-year-old kid playing Batman right now.
Yeah, Affleck is a bulky Batman.
Yeah. And it wasn't
Looks-
a horrible Batman, but this just is not working for me as a figure.
Looks like it comes with 4 different heads. You got serious, really serious, grunting, pushing out a poop. You got yelling, and then
Now
you've
it's
got
ripping.
the normal Affleck head.
I would so just put the yelling head on and just have his arms out like that, and that's I just do that. I can't put my arms out into that figure for me. He just stays on the shelf just like that after I do that meme.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of digging this. I'm not a huge Affleck Batman fan, but I'm kind of digging this. Yeah, so that one's new. We talked about the Eradicator, which is still fairly new, but that's an awesome looking figure. I don't know why they would photo it like this, though. That doesn't look good, but
The lines all broke.
yeah, but that's cool right there. Yeah, this one I think was out of stock and just came back in. This Harley Quinn. So that's kind of the classic Harley Quinn look. And this one looks like they got it on pre-order again, but this was out of stock and now it's back up.
That actually
Catwoman.
looks cool. That looks
It's not bad.
I mean, that's a Jim Lee Catwoman, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm really digging that one compared to I can't put my arms down, Batman.
From now on, that's his name.
I literally can't not see it now that I've seen it. It's funny to
This one here, they keep like dropping this one and put it on sale. Like this right now, it's like $30 off. And like he doesn't come with an alternate head. He only has this one with the tube in his mouth. Like if they had it to where that thing came out and he had like a normal face option, I think this thing would sell. But because you only have this look here,
Yeah.
like they keep dropping the price to try to sell it, but nobody wants it.
They tried that with DC Directed, I think one of those 2 years ago, and he was a peg warmer even back then. They should have learned from that.
Now this one's really cool. They showed this one a couple months back, but very, very Jim Lee like, and you got the one that's got the really tall, these really tall horns on it.
Kelly
and then
Jones.
you got then you got the spiky. This is from the Nightfall series, where Bane breaks his back. And you got the spiky shoulders and then just the regular shoulders. And then if you want to take them underwater, you got the
pacifier.
The mouthpiece
Pacifier
for underwater.
Pacifier.
Yeah.
That's the version
See, like, that's a cool look right there. And
when
then
he
you
gets
can-
home, Alfred puts the pacifier in his mouth. Shut up.
Yeah, then you can get the Bane and break his back. So
And he puts a pacifier in his mouth there too.
Yeah, that's the pose where they should have the pacifier.
Yeah.
oh, there's the Bane. I was like, where? I don't see the Bane in there. Now this stands a little bit taller than the rest because they're usually right at about 6 inches. I don't know if it says. Yeah, this one's 7.5 inches. So he's not like huge like the multiverse one that McFarlane did, but he's still bigger than the others. That's a cool look right there.
Yeah.
This look, the shoulders look too big, but here
The cut
it looks better.
underneath looks weird too.
This right
Yeah.
here.
No, right under the armpits.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, his lats should be bigger
Yeah.
to fill out that space, and they're not there, so it looks completely.
When his arms are up, it's not too bad, but when his arms are down, it looks odd. And even the side, it doesn't look bad, but there. Okay. Love some good Mafex. Operation Monster Force. You guys getting any of these characters? Or
I haven't pre-ordered any of them or ordered any of them, but I think they're really cool.
Yeah, is it gonna show me? Oh, here we go. You got like the zombie ones. This one's like just like your basic general, and it comes with like a bunch of different heads.
It basically
And
comes with a General Ross head.
Yeah, it's got like the Ross head, which I don't know how they
Nice.
got away with that, but and then the pocket.
Is that Apollo
like,
Creed?
it looks very much like Carl Weathers. I don't know who it's supposed to be, but it's got it's called General Brown, and the pocket here says Brown, but then there's another pocket you can take that one off and put this one on, and it's got a blank name tag. And then you can switch out the heads and the hands and put a hat on it, some sunglasses, 3 sets of sunglasses. So, you know, if you need some sunglasses.
Well, it could be like that meme.
Gold.
Takes off the ones, there's ones underneath, and he just keeps taking them
There you
off.
go. Maybe he wears his sunglasses at night.
I hope he does. He should.
Yeah.
Because he's
Maybe
fighting
he's
the Night Force
Oh,
guy.
man, that was going to be one of my interview questions. I was going to ask these guys if they switched the blade on a guy in shades. Maybe I'll save that for next week. This guy's fairly creepy.
Very armory builder.
Oh, look at that. The alternate heads.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, he's got like the big chunks out of his legs. Yeah, that's kind of gruesome. But I mean, you're getting a lot of stuff there between the like all the weapons for $37. Like it's a lot of value.
Yep. Who's making them again? Is it Fresh Monkey Fiction?
Yeah, Fresh Monkey Fiction. Yep. And then this guy's kind of weird.
He's insane looking.
Brain.
That guy just looks like he stepped right out of Hellboy.
But he doesn't come with much.
No, he doesn't come with much, but like that's just really creepy.
Yeah. Very wolfen.
Donner Party. This is another kind of cool one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vampire.
so being from Nevada, that's appealing to me. Just because
Which one?
That's a popular story for
the
our
Donner Party one.
Yeah, that's really. I mean the mountains right in between Nevada and California. So
that's another one that comes with a ton for $37.
Way. There's so much, man.
Yeah, 3 heads, the vest, all the different accessories. Like, dude, that thing's loaded. Yeah, I haven't pulled the trigger on any of those, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of value there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They're definitely cool.
There's the Wang figure, Blade Master. Anybody get one of those?
No.
I got the Croc. The Croc's fun. It looks cool. Like I could definitely see putting this like next to your Monkey King. Like
they're all great looking figures.
Yeah, and $95. It's not terrible for that size of figure because I think he's like
is it a
10 or 11 inches. Only 8.5. So still pretty big.
A lot of detail.
And then you've got the Veteran William. A lot of people have been talking about that one. And that one, I believe, was based on Saba's designs, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
I actually have the werewolf head. Yeah, this 3D printed piece that looks like that.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
The 3D printed pieces. I don't have this figure, but yeah, I got the 3D printed pieces for his werewolf.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think Billy did a review on that one.
This one
and then this guy.
Really cool.
He's that's an odd one.
It's a different take on Usak.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? Is that an alternate head for it or a mount?
Yeah, it is.
That is crazy. That hat's cool.
I may have to pick that up to go with the Spring Assassin Ninja turtles that I got or I'm getting.
Yeah.
Man, this is another one that comes with a ton of parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$69. Four different head options plus the original, or 4 different, I guess, mask.
That mask cracks me up.
Some blades with the flame. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff for $70, but
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this particular figure, but I would definitely buy that accessory set. You know,
Yeah,
that's a lot of cool stuff.
that'd be cool if they put those out just as an accessory set.
Right.
Got some Origin stuff. I don't think is there anything new Origins we need to look at, Sean?
I mean, the only thing that they came out with recently was they're doing the Filmation line for Origins.
I did just see the Snakeman set, but it's kind of, they took that what's that one? Radlor. They took that head but put it on like straight on the body without the neck. And so then they're looking like straight up in the air. And it looks really funky. The blue one looks cool, but like this whole set's $65. So you get these two looking straight up in the air, the cool looking blue one, and then the Snaky Man.
The two of them with the snake head looks like you could like squeeze their chest and like it squirts water out.
Yeah, well, it's basically the torso for the Cobra Khan, but then they put the head of Rattler on there to make like new characters. But yeah, I saw DeWitt do one or like a review of that, and those two did not look very cool. The one in the middle looked cool though, and then these were new. These glow in the dark like skeleton warriors to go with them.
Those don't look terrible.
No, and they come with these weapons and stuff too, and you know you got the, what is that, for $31 you get 2 figures. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
So yeah, I don't think anything else in here is like really new. Okay. Wow. 1/6 scale Ghostbusters Afterlife vehicle, Echo 1.
1/6.
That is got to be big. 45 inches.
$1,900? Is that what it says? Jesus.
Yep. I mean, it's basically what is 45 inches? That's almost 4 feet long. That's fucking huge.
God.
I have real life cars that didn't cost me that much.
Sean, you buying a $1,900 4-foot long Echo 1?
Only if somebody does it for me. I mean, that's as much as I love Ghostbusters, that would not even be on my radar for must-haves at all.
Nice.
You need a review copy, right?
I might as well reach out and see what happens. Wow.
This Hulkbuster is pretty cool. I mean, it's
DXL
$280, but it's like 12 inches, right? Or yeah, 11.7. And then it there's one picture where it like opens up and you can put other figures inside of it. If I can find the picture. Maybe. Here we go. Yeah. So like the top opens up and then you
can fit them in it. Jeez.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool and fully articulated 12-inch figure. I mean, hell, you're paying this price almost for a Mondo 12-inch figure with, it doesn't have near this kind of, you know, stuff and articulation, and it definitely doesn't open up for another figure to fit inside. So
the other figure does not come with it.
No. But I mean, just the ability to do that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're a big, Avengers guy or Iron Man guy or something, I could see picking this up for $270. Especially when the regular figures are like $100. Like, yeah.
The Deadpool one I'm really interested in. I don't know. I just can't really.
I don't see that one. I think this is just like Iron Man stuff, but
gotcha. I mean, those are really
Spider-Man
cool.
one's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I don't know that it's $100 neat, but okay. And rounding it out, we got some Clone Troopers. Got some more master stuff. Anime. Street Fighter. Third-party Transformers. Hot Toys.
Oh, jeez.
Acid Rain. Elvira. Oh, I want to see this. I want to see the Cad Bane. 1/6 scale Cad Bane. $300. Whew. I don't have that 1/6 money. I need that Trevor Williams photograph money to buy 1/6 stuff. But I mean, look at the leather jacket over the vest and I mean, he's fully clothed out, and yeah, that's cool.
He's such a cool character.
Double blasters. Yeah, I can't believe they killed him off in Boba Fett.
I know.
That sucked. I was like so excited to see him, and they killed him off, and I'm like, wow, why did you do that? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and he comes with the robot too.
Yep.
That's pretty neat. Still $300. It's rough. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. Let me remove this, and we will go into this week in theaters.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's pull up a This Week in Theaters. I need a number between 1 and 20. Let me see if do we have a random number generator, or somebody have a 20?
I can go
D20
grab a
dice
D20
on?
real quick if you want.
That would be
I
excellent.
got one right here.
oh,
Beautiful.
There
Yeah,
you
roll
go.
that D20 and tell us what it is. We'll add whatever number to 81.
Oh yeah.
2.
Okay, we're going to 83. Let's see. 1983. And we are looking for September 29th. Let's see what we got. We've got Mr. Mom, Risky Business. I think didn't we have almost this exact thing? Because we had Return of the Jedi. Yeah, we need to pick a different year. You need to roll that die again. 'Cause we already hit those.
the only one that came up different was Eddie and the Cruisers came out, apparently. So that's not enough.
6. So we're looking at 87. 87 in September. Here we go. Man, I think we had these
This
too.
is the same one we had last time.
Yeah. All right. Try one more roll, Alexander.
One more roll and then Joe can
Yeah.
finish.
One more roll. Your position on 2.0 depends on it.
10.
10. So we're looking at 91. I don't think we've done any 91s.
We
so
haven't. No.
we should be safe. All right, here we go. We have got The Fisher King,
Not a bad
Necessary Roughness, Deceived, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Dead Again, Late for Dinner, The Doctor, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Rambling Rose, and Doc Hollywood.
Boy.
That is the top 10.
Hmm.
And we want to go top down, or we want to go bottom up?
Let's go bottom up.
Let's go bottom up. So, Joe, you got first pick. You travel back to 1991. You can watch one of these movies in the theater. Which one are you seeing?
This is an easy pick for me. It's Terminator 2 because it's the only movie that I really have any idea other than Freddy's Dead, which I have no interest in seeing at all. But I don't know what any of these other movies are. So
yeah, some of these I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
yeah.
Fisher King is that's
Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
okay.
I don't know why it took a second to
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
I mean, I like those actors, but I have no idea.
Dead Again, Late for Dinner. It looks like it's from the 1960s.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Doctor. Yeah, I don't know what a lot of these are.
Yeah.
Rambling Rose. Okay. So Terminator 2 for Joe.
Out of
Alexander, what you
necessity.
saying?
Yeah.
Out of necessity.
I can't go down to 12.
This is a bad list. If you guys need to go further, have at it.
Oh,
I'd go 12.
Would that have changed your answer, Joe?
yeah, I would have picked Living Large. No, I'm kidding. It still would have been Terminator 2.
No,
All right.
I love Terminator 2, but I don't know. Robin Hood, Princess of Thieves it's up there in my like top movies.
Yeah.
Ever. So.
And let's see, that was 16 weeks at the box office at that point. So still holding pretty strong. I mean, Terminator was 14 weeks at the box office, so that was doing pretty well too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sean.
I'll stick to the 10. I'll do Terminator 2 because I didn't get to see it in theaters when I was a kid. But if I had to stick in the top 10, the only other one would have been Doc Hollywood because that's Michael J. Fox.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad little movie either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hard one. It's like I'm also with Alexander too. Like Prince of Thieves. That was one of my favorites of that summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince of Thieves is pretty good. Terminator would be a good movie to see in the theaters just because of all the action and stuff. I do like Doc Hollywood. That's a good movie.
If it's not Terminator, if I'm going just top 10, if it's not Terminator 2, it'd be Freddy's Dead. Even though Freddy's not really my go-to when I go to horror movies. I am a horror movie junkie. So it would probably be one of those two if I'm doing top 10.
I think I'm going to go Necessary Roughness.
Really?
Yeah, football, some comedy. It's not a bad flick.
No, it was a good one. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that's the one with Scott Bakula, right? Yeah, where he's the quarterback. Yeah, I'm gonna go Necessary Roughness. I don't think it's a great week for movies, but we're getting to those months now. We're past the summer months, and so we're at the times of the year where there's not as many great movies out. But yeah,
this is starting to be the time of the year where now it's the Oscar bait stuff, and they try to get for the Oscars hit, and and by Fisher King, The Doctor, stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Freddy's Dead. Trying to earn an Oscar.
Yeah. Well, hey,
right before Halloween.
Why not? Maybe he'll get an Irving instead of an Oscar, like they always set him up at babies.
Beauty. Well, and now it's open, fair game. What do you guys want to talk about? Any shows you're watching? Any toys you're looking forward to? What do we want to discuss?
Loving Ahsoka.
So it's going well. Yeah, I actually have not seen this week's. I saw last week's, but not this week's. But I am really glad that I caught up on Clone Wars and Rebels beforehand. Because I think that helps, which does not help Sean because Sean has not watched those. Correct, Sean?
Okay. I mean, heck, we did the episode a while ago with Star Wars, and after that, I was like, I'm done, and then I'm like, oh shit, Ahsoka, I gotta watch this because we're gonna probably talk about it no matter what. I've been watching it, and I have never watched something that is flat out almost every episode. It reminds me of like in the old days, Marvel Comics would have the editor things in the caption and be like, by the way, go see Uncanny X-Men number 642 to learn what that means in this dialogue caption. And I'm watching it just going, yeah, there's definitely a huge chunk of this I'm not getting out of. Nothing happens for me. It's like I'm not getting anything out of that bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the success of Mandalorian, in my opinion, was because that show was great for folks that had not caught up, kept up with Star Wars or really didn't know Star Wars at all. Like I've heard of people that, had not seen a single Star Wars movie that watched Mandalorian and liked it. But then for people that were Star Wars fans, there was some stuff in there that was good for you too. And this one is very much dependent on knowing the background. And I don't know how they could have got around it, because there is so much background tied with these characters, and you're jumping into this story. So I don't know how they could have avoided it, other than maybe do some more flashbacks. But yeah, it's if you haven't seen those two, if you haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels, I could see where you'd be lost.
I'll get into it when we talk about it, because it'll be a thing. But I mean, if I judge it on its own, it's everything opposite of Mandalorian, and I love Mandalorian like that. When Jesse showed me that series for the first time, okay, hang on, buddy, seriously. Okay, sorry, my son's playing while I'm on here.
Let him play.
He loves to tap to make it like they're running, and then I'm just like, all I can hear is the tapping. It was making me nuts. When I first saw Mandalorian, I actually remember saying to Jesse, like, this is the Star Wars I've been waiting for.
Yeah,
because for so long everything was so tied to the Skywalker trilogy, the Skywalker legacy, the Skywalker storyline, and all that stuff. And that was something I really needed out of Star Wars. Was I really just want to see an adventure in the galaxy far, far away. Let me enjoy something completely off the path. But then it veered into Skywalker. We all know that. But it worked on its own merits to start the show. And by the time they got to those things, I was like, that's not bad. Like, it didn't bother me. It's touching things of the timeline I'm used to. So it wasn't offensive or annoying or anything. But this new one, I'm just like, oh my God, it's like pulling me into the stuff that I was not thrilled with as much. And so now, I love that you're giggling. But yeah, it's not a bad show, but it very much is dependent on the other stuff. And I'm like, okay, so that I'm by proxy, I have to see the other stuff. And I'm not as happy about that as you might think. So.
Now, quite a few people put together little recaps of Clone Wars and Rebels. I know Jesse had one that he was kind of sharing around with people that was like a 30-minute video that kind of recapped all the things that you needed to know from those two series going into this one. And I think if you watch something like that, that can really help, even if you haven't watched, those complete other series. But yeah, going into it blind, I could see where that would be a problem.
I know that there's lists going on out there that show you the exact episodes to watch from each of those shows.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
That can help you kind of understand what's going on. But I do think you're right. Like, when Mandalorian came out, it was almost like a starting point for people. And I mean, everyone loves the Mandalorian, really.
Right.
I mean, even with all the callbacks and stuff, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I really wish that it didn't end. Season 3 ended the way that it did. I want more of Din. Grogu kind of, I mean, as much as I like him, kind of got annoying after a while. But I do love Grogu as the character. But it kind of I want to see where he's from.
Yeah.
The planet that he is from. And
see, I was happy at the end of the second season when he kind of, shoved him off on Luke, and it was like, okay, now we're going to be able to get to see the Mandalorian's adventures without babysitting.
Yes.
And then, they throw him back with him, and I get it. I mean, Disney has made a lot of money off of Grogu merchandise, so you can't really write off that character or limit its screen time. But at the same time, yeah, it does kind of have a detrimental effect on the series, in my opinion. Greg here says, go to Rockstar. They have they have 3 episodes that breaks down the Clone Wars and Rebel for you, so you can understand what's happening in Ahsoka. So, if you don't want to watch whatever it is between Clone Wars and Rebels, 9-10 seasons of shows, maybe you can get it within 3 episodes. So Joe, you're not. You don't watch a lot of TV, right? Are you checking out Ahsoka?
Yeah,
Or
that's
are you?
I'm way behind. And it's
Gotcha.
funny too because I've watched all of the original Clone Wars cartoon, not the last season that they came out with on Disney Plus, but all the original stuff. I watched like 5 or 6 seasons of Rebels, but just since, like I said, since my kids have gotten older, that was something that I did with my kids. And when I now, if nobody's watching it with me, I just don't watch TV. So,
Yeah.
I'm way behind on a lot of stuff. I think there's got to be something that'll happen eventually that it'll give me a motivation. Like, ooh, I'm in a Star Wars mood now, and I'll probably get caught up on the shows. But I watched the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. I still haven't got around to watching the third one. Haven't watched Book of Boba Fett. So this is my worst segment by far. the TP talk segment.
We'll take off the appropriate amount of points.
Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that.
Anybody else? You guys watching anything else or anything else going on that you're checking out?
There's a couple things I want to start watching. Just haven't started them yet. I guess there's a Monkey King cartoon on Netflix.
That's really good. I checked that out. That's good.
And then there's a American-born Chinese, I think, or Japanese on Disney Plus that incorporates the Monkey King as well.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. The Netflix one is really good, and it's just like a it's just a movie, like an individual. Yeah, it's not terribly long, but it's really good.
And my son said he watched it, and he said he loved it. And I was like, well, let's watch it sometime. And
it was cool because I knew nothing about Monkey King before the figure came out.
Yeah.
And then you watch a movie like that, and to see all the little details that Four Horsemen put in the package, like, come out in the story, you're like, oh, okay, so that's why they got that. And that's why, so yeah, that stuff was really cool. But I've been checking out series lately on Amazon called The Expanse. Anybody seen that? It's really good. What's that?
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's it about?
Len got me started on that. It is a futuristic, kind of like Star Trek almost, but I would say more realistic.
Okay.
So it's like in the 23rd century, and basically Earth has colonized Mars. So you've got, people that still live on Earth, you've got colonies on Mars, and then you've got people that live within like this asteroid belt in space, kind of like, I guess, like getting water and different things out of these. They're like mining the asteroids for resources. So they're called belters. So you got the people on Mars, people on Earth, and the belters, and like they don't like each other. So it's kind of like, how we have stuff here, like, North Korea hates us and we hate them, but it's like planetary. So it's like Mars hates Earth and Earth hates Mars, but they're all human. They're just like, they've been on Mars for so long that those people hate Earth. And then, so there's kind of like this Cold War aspect of it, to where like Mars is always threatening to like blow the Earth up, and Earth is threatening to tear up Mars. And then these belters are in the middle, and they feel like everybody disrespects them because, they don't really have a home planet. But as far as like the technology and stuff, like it feels like within, 200, 300 years from now, it could be the type of technology that we would have. It's not as far-fetched, and you don't have like all these different alien races and everything like that. It's really just humans, but throughout space. So, but I've really enjoyed it. I'm on season 3, and my understanding is, I think like the first 3 seasons, maybe it was either the first 3 or the first 4 seasons were on Sci-Fi, and then I guess they sold the rights to the show to Amazon, and then when they sold the rights to Amazon, I guess their budget like doubled. And so like the the amount of stuff that they've got, like to play, the money that they got to play with for special effects and things like that got a lot better. But I mean, shit, even the stuff that was on Sci-Fi that I've been watching, I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, if you've got Amazon Prime, it's free on there. So I would highly advise checking it out if you like space stuff, because I think it's a really good show. So yeah.
I'm still working through Witcher as well. About halfway, 3/4 of the way done with season 2. I never played the games, but I'm really enjoying the show. So
yeah, same. I tried playing the game, and I'm not a gamer guy no more. Like I used to be. I used to play games all the time. And I mean, hell, I played World of Warcraft for like 12 years and like serious hardcore played. And now I've got, my son just got a PlayStation 5, and every now and then I'll play like Metal Gear Solid or something, but I just really can't get into video games. Like, and even like for a while there, I was on doing the games on the phone. Like there was a Marvel Contest of Champions. It's like a Marvel fighting game that I was doing. But I just I think the last game I played on my phone was Solitaire. And I think that's when you know you're getting old. You know,
when you're playing Solitaire.
Yeah, when you're playing Solitaire on your phone. And it's like, yep, that's it. I've done it. I'm old now.
That's retirement home time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like today I was actually reading again. Fucking Jesse, man. That dude got me started on reading. I read another I guess trade paperback. I read the Helheim volume 2. So now in the last, I don't know, 2 months, I've read 3 different trade paperbacks. So now I got to go back to the comic book store and try to find another one that's interesting. So, fuck. I want to read.
You brought up video games. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 whenever I have spare time.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic game. Wow. It's so
I almost picked that up for the PlayStation 5, and it just looked so complicated. Like it looked like there was a lot of stuff as far as like, gearing up your people and different things, decisions you have to make and stuff. Like the customizing aspect of it, like creating your character, looked really fun, but it just looked like the game was going to be difficult. Do you find that to be true, or do you find it pretty straightforward?
So I kind of have a skewered opinion of that because I actually played D&D. So 5th edition is by far the simplest edition. When Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast and got the control of the D&D license, the first thing they did was make it as easy as possible to learn, and that has actually caused the game to become a lot more popular because people can just pick up and play. You don't have to be like, when I started, you had to have a pretty good understanding of math and be able to do calculations in your head and things like that to be able to play. And, because it was a nerd game back then, that's, it is not anymore. So I don't think that it is. And now with YouTube as a resource, you could watch like 2 videos and be like an expert on the technical aspects of the game. Most of it. Yeah. So I personally don't feel like it's complex at all. I have some of my favorite games, the Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous. Those are complex games. Like the rules set is really meaty, and I actually enjoy that more because of the type of person that I am. I love getting into those really deep rule set, but those aren't as popular as games like Baldur's Gate 3 because it's way more complex, where Baldur's Gate 3 is really designed for a large audience. So no, I don't think it's very complex at all.
Now are you able to like just play like single player mode and like go through stuff, or are you online playing with other folks, or how does that work with Baldur's Gate 3?
You can do either, however you like. You can play the game has companions that you meet. So
Yeah.
you can make your own character or pick one of the pre-made characters, and then you have like a full party and you interact with them, which is really interesting because characters will be for example, attracted to your character, and if you're like, I'm not interested, they're like genuinely disappointed, you know, and they make like sad faces and kind of like move away and kind of make you feel bad, and it's like, oh, you know,
Kind of like real life then.
yeah. But the depth of it is that your decisions really have a lot of consequence. So
Gotcha.
even to accidental areas, like if there's people that need to be saved and you take a different path to go do something else first, you might not end up being able to save those people and things like that, you know. So you can either let them stay dead or, you know, go back to a previous save, or, you know, or maybe next time I play it, I'll try and save you guys, or, you know, it gives you a lot of options.
I mean,
to
you
play
gotta look at
how
it,
you want.
like what's in it for you, you know? Like, I mean, if I save them, are they gonna, you know, appreciate it? Are they gonna throw some money my way, or what, you know?
And it's a role-playing game, so there's a lot of those options in dialogue where you can say, you know, like, yeah, I'll go and find your missing cat and bring it back to you, but what's in it for me? If you want to be that type of character and get paid, you know, make some cheddar for that, or you can be
like a little
like
mercenary
a good guy, you know. Of course, I'll help you, little girl, you know, that kind of stuff. So it really allows you to play, or you can be just like, I don't care about your cat, get away from me, you know.
So what kind of character do you normally play, Joe? Are you the hero that's going in and saving everybody, or are you asking for some rewards?
No, I'm the hero 100%. I like to play paladins and be heroic, and that's why I like the Order of Eartheron so much, you know. It's that's my thing, is in games and role-playing games, to be like the noble hero. And I always feel so good because people, you know, when they're like, oh my God, you saved us, you great hero. And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I know I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
no money, but applause.
Keep it coming.
Right, exactly. So that's usually my style, is to play heroic. Yeah. It's a really fun game.
If I ever played again, like I was playing Mass Effect for a while, I was doing that, like both Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and I could not get away from being a good guy no matter what I kept doing, because just it's like the minute I would say no, or the minute that I do something that I felt was contrary to how I would want to act, then I'm like, you're a dick. Why are you a dick? I was like, it's like hammering myself with that for like, you know, like a week, just because of one stupid decision I made in a video game, but I'd always feel horrible for that. So,
Interesting.
it's like,
and I think that's the measure of a good game. You know, that makes you feel bad when you do bad things. You know.
The funny thing is, a buddy of mine used to let me drop by, and he had a Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I ended up playing it. Classic. But he goes, I'm curious to see how you're going to play this, because you're not this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I ended up doing was I would carjack people, but all I do is take them out of the car and make them just sit over on the side, get in their car, and I'd find jumps in the city. And then I would also, like, I would be playing the radio until I could find a really good 80s song to do a jump to. And that's how I'd play the game. And my buddy just sat there watching this one day like this. And he goes, if the people that made this game saw how you play it, they would literally shoot themselves in the face, because this is not how they designed this game. And then here I am doing a jump in front of a police department, or the precinct, with what was it? Laura Branigan's Self-Control playing. And
wow!
Like, I have to hit the jump at the right time because of the drums and all this. And he's just looking at me like, you're a freaking idiot. And I go, this is how I like it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I just keep carjacking and keep jumping. I'm good.
I have to say, I think I might play games a little bit differently than you guys, because you know, I was on my last week of the liquid diet here, you know, a couple weeks ago, and wasn't really feeling good about it. I was pretty I was frustrated at that point with that whole diet, and I went on to Metal Gear, and I just started like choking people out and like just asking them for intel, and then they would give me the intel, and I would thank them, and then stab them in the chest and kill them. So
at least you took it out somehow, and it was not actually harming another pixel.
So I wasn't really going around looking for people to congratulate me on how good of a person I was being. And I definitely wasn't trying to do cool jumps.
Right. You might, Curtis, because you're such a big Cosmic fan, you might want to check out Starfield too. That I don't have it yet because I'm trying to finish Baldur's Gate 3 before, because I know once I get Starfield, I'm going to dive heavy into that one. But it looks pretty great.
Is that on a console game as well?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on I think Xbox, because Microsoft bought the company that makes it. I'm trying to find the name right now. No,
Gotcha.
Bethesda.
Make the Fallout.
Bethesda.
Right?
Bethesda, yes, yeah. Microsoft bought Bethesda, so it's on
it looks
PC
like it's
and
only
Xbox now.
Yeah, it looks like it's only on PC and Xbox. I got the PlayStation. It doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's available on PlayStation. Baldur's Gate is. I may end up trying that. Right now, I've got to get some more stuff done for Legion's Con. But when I get done with that, I may look at picking up Baldur's Gate. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a little cheaper by then, because I think when I looked at it for the PlayStation 5, it was like $70 or something. I was like, "Whew, that's a little."
Might wait for Black Friday still.
Yeah, maybe it'll go cheaper on Black Friday. That's true. So but yeah, I might check it out because
I got the early access of it, so I got it a lot cheaper. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Plus, I hear you can make your like the gray dwarves, the Duragar ones, and I'd like to make one of them. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Making up characters is actually a lot of fun. So.
Can you make like orcs and stuff too?
Yeah. My main character in this one is actually a half orc because they have an ability. Yeah, I made a half orc paladin, and it's because they have a racial ability where when they're reduced to 0 hit points, they get to survive at 1 hit point. So it's kind of like a get out of jail free card. So when you would normally be taken down, you get that last gasp effort with 1 hit point left to get back in the game. So
nice.
No, that's pretty nice.
There's different racial abilities. For
never hurt nobody.
Right. I'm big on survivability. So yeah. I could see you being a bard, actually, Curtis. They get a lot of witty retorts throughout the game. Yeah, those are a lot of fun too.
I think I would probably like if I was to make a character and play in D&D, I think I would probably be like a mercenary character, like something in like I would envision like Sons of the Red Star. Like I just want to sneak around, fucking steal from people, and just spy on them and then take them out without them knowing I'm there. I'm not very stealthy in real life, so in a video game that would be cool to be kind of stealthy. So beautiful.
Rogues are fun, and they, in game, if you play them right, they do a ton of damage with their backstabs. They can kill stuff fast. So
when I was playing World of Warcraft, though, I never, and now that I say that, I never really liked playing a rogue. Like I was always a tank. I was always like, and I really prefer Death Knight tanking in World of Warcraft because like shields are for wimps. So I would just go in there with a 2-handed weapon and block with my face, and so yeah.
I'm with you. I like all sneaky and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite franchises for video games is Assassin's Creed. And I've been running around Valhalla lately.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just love that whole story. It's pretty damn awesome. And then when I was playing D&D back in my college years, I was a dwarven thief rogue, but I was really bad. I would constantly miss my checks, so it was like the big old joke, like, "Oh, here comes Durgeon the dwarf. He's gonna fuck something up this time." It was horrible.
That's funny.
I don't know if I can agree with that being horrible. That's one of the wonderful things about playing D&D role playing games. Hardly anyone remembers the successes. It's always the failures that when the group is together talking about what happened and that everybody's laughing and being like, remember when you totally messed that up? You know, and I think that's one of the main fun things is that failure is one of the most memorable moments, you know, like, oh, we all screwed up and then had to figure out some way out of it, you know. What we should do? We should take OffWorld 2.0 and make it a D&D campaign. And just, you know, when Jesse's not here because he's doing his other D&D and Dooch isn't here, we should play D&D and just like spend the time doing that. Make our own characters and
then we could make our characters out of legions.
Yeah, we did that.
Have, you know, Joe, I think you have some experience in DMing, don't you?
I do. I could ponder some things. Yeah, I have some experience. I don't have as much free time as I used to, you know, to prepare games, but I'm sure I could come up with something. So.
Yeah, we could figure out something. We might have to do something on 2.0. I don't know. Sean, would that be something you'd be interested in?
I would be the biggest newbie in the world, but you're willing to give it a shot because I'm around Jesse and he plays, and then Curtis. Now, you know, with you being into it, Joe. I mean, geez, it's like, why not? And also Dooch. He played for years too.
Yeah, see, I've never played, but I've always wanted to. I thought it would be awesome, but I've never once played.
So basically, I would be the newbies, and that'd be all right then. I wouldn't feel something.
Right.
No, I'd be fine with that. Like we did one where somebody hosted it on YouTube, and we did a live, and he had like Mythic Legions figures for us, and he was moving them around and asking us things, and so that was decent for me to like get a, you know, my toe in the water, so to speak. So yeah.
All right. We'll let Joe ponder that and kind of kick some things around, kick the tires, and see what he thinks.
All right.
But yeah, I would definitely be interested in doing something like that because, like I said, I've always wanted to play D&D, but I've never found a group, and just, you know, just things never aligned. But I always thought it would be fun. So
this past spring, my son really wanted to start playing, so we started buying some of the books and stuff. And I got like a mat for like the miniatures and all that, and just haven't been able to start anything.
You know, they teased it was over a year ago where they teased like little miniatures for Mythic Legions. Yeah.
Did we see them in Cameron's office?
We did. Yeah, he had some in his office, but they must have teased it about probably a couple months before Legions Con last year.
Yeah.
And then we just haven't really heard anything after that. So I don't know if they're going to do something with that, but yeah, that'd be cool if they had some, you know, little mythic miniatures.
Hell yeah.
That's what they could call it too. That'd be cool.
Man, that would be great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So beautiful. Well, guys, we're right at 2 hours. I mean, I'm okay to keep going if you guys got anything to discuss, if there's any topics you want to bring up or talk about. But if not, we can kind of wrap it up. What do you guys think?
I'm good with going more.
I don't have anywhere to be. I'm just not that interesting overall. So
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Alexander?
I was just saying, I'm really excited for Legions Con.
Yeah.
Is everyone here going?
I am. Sean is. Joe, are you going?
Yeah.
no, unfortunately, I can't make it this year. I have family obligations. I just don't have the time to go. So, but
Gotcha.
it's a bummer. I wish that I could, for sure.
Yeah,
Looks like a
we
great
definitely
time.
need to get you there some year because it's definitely a good time. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. This community is fantastic. I would love to go. I've talked about it before, but I went to the Mythic meetup in Sacramento, and that was a ton of fun. And it was like a mini version of Legion's Con, and that was a blast. I had a ton of fun. So
yeah,
it's definitely on my bucket list for sure.
It's definitely addicting. Like you're there,
Mm-hmm.
it goes by super fast, and before you know it, it's Monday morning. And last year I was up and at it, driving back home at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like, did the last 4 days actually just happen? It was so crazy good.
yeah.
I mean, I did the whole thing. I mean, Chris was right there too. I did intern, G-Con, and then vended at the show, and just so many great people, so many.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing to meet people. Like
Chris says Legion's Con is the most fun you can have with your pants still on. yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's a great time. And the only thing I don't look forward to is that drive, because for me, it's like 14 and a half hours without any stops. And, I mean, you're going to stop to pee or, get something to eat or gas or whatever. So it ends up being more like 17 hours after all said and done. And, doing that 2 ways
it's rough.
It's rough. The only thing good this time is that like I'm staying like an extra day because we're not coming back till Monday. So it was really rough last year because Saturday you want to stay up with everybody because everybody's in the lobby hanging out and all this kind of stuff. And then there was the whole incident where I went to my room and kind of got kicked out of my room by Billy for a little bit, and so I did. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep Saturday night. And then, Sunday you go right into the con. I probably got like 3 or 4 hours sleep, and then you go into the con, and then, the con ends at 4, and then, you clean up everything. And so then like we were getting ready to leave at like 7:00 at night, and I had only gotten like 3 hours sleep in the last day. And now I got to drive 17 hours in the middle of the night. Dude, that was fucking rough. That was bad. And it was, listen, God bless Billy. I love him online, but he is like one of the worst traveling partners you could ever have. Like,
oh no.
Like he's sitting there like the whole time he's either on his phone making a meme or he's asleep. Like those are the 2 things that you get from Billy. So like it's like I'm sitting there driving in the middle of the night with no sleep, and it would be really nice just to have somebody to converse with to kind of keep you awake and stuff. No, man, he's freaking out. And then like at one point it got to be like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 o'clock that next morning. So I'm already had been driven for like 12 hours, and I tell him, I'm like, dude, I said the road's getting blurry. I'm fading. Like, we're going to get into an accident. I said, I'm either going to need you to take over and drive for a little bit, or I'm going to need to pull, in somewhere and just take a nap. He's like, oh, just pull in somewhere and take a nap. So I pull into like this hotel, and I just park in the parking lot, and I conk out in the driver's seat. He's sitting next to me wide awake. It's not like he's asleep. Like so he's sitting there on his phone for like 2 hours while I like get us a little bit of sleep to try to, whatever. And he's just awake the whole time, but he wouldn't drive. And I'm like, okay. So finally I wake up and I'm like, I got to push the rest of the way and get home. And I got here, and I remember we pull into my driveway, and he's like getting some stuff out of the van and moving it over to his car and stuff. And my wife goes, does he need to come in and take a nap for a little bit or rest up before because he has to drive home after that? And I was like, no, he needs to go. Like I'm done with it. He needs to go. And she's like, well, he doesn't need any sleep. I said, he's gotten plenty of sleep. He's fine. and so then he like, throws the stuff in his trunk or something. And he comes up to me. He goes, is it okay if I use your restroom real quick? And I just sat there for a second. Like 5-10 seconds must have went by and I didn't say anything. And finally I go, okay, fine. like just hurry up and get out of here. I don't want to see you. I've seen you too much and I'm tired of seeing you. Just go away.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles 2022 right there.
Yeah, it was definitely like somebody made a meme about that before we even left, that it was going to be like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I had never seen that movie. I saw that movie for the first time this past year because Jeremy talks about watching it every like Thanksgiving. And I watched it and I was like, oh my God, that is it. That is exactly it. Like he is John Candy. Like it was it was rough, man. Yeah. It was something else. I would never travel with Billy again, but I'll hang out with him. I'll talk to him online. We're buddies, but I would never travel with him again. Not my thing. So, but yeah, that all being said, Legion's Con's fun. So
it'll be interesting to see where, like, I know we got that separate lobby area too, but like, to see where everyone kind of hangs out after the con,
Yeah.
The pub, probably.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, last year we had kind of that lobby that most people hung out in, but then some people went out to eat and kind of did some other things too. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if people are going to, it sounds like we got like this secondary lobby and then you've got the pub inside the hotel and then who knows what else, as far as restaurants and stuff around. So I'm sure some people break off into individual kind of sections, but
yeah,
I mean, typically, at least what I saw last year, I mean, I've only been 1 year, was, the main section that I hung out with was you had like the Michigan guys and you had the people that hung around the Michigan guys. And then you had like Walter and his people that kind of would go somewhere else and do something different. And, so I'll probably be hanging around the Michigan guys again. So,
oh, yeah.
Benny says, sounds like Billy is a terrible travel partner. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much just said that. Like that's 100% what it is. I would definitely not travel with him, at least not for 17 hours. You got to go somewhere for an hour or two, maybe, whatever. But yeah, we stopped for food a couple times too. I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to, whatever. But we stopped for food a couple times. Like I would just be like, I got to get a bite to eat. And so I would pull through and be like, you want anything? Yeah, sure. So I'd, order food for me, order food for him. And then I would end up paying for it. Like he didn't like offer me any money. It's not like he offered money for the food. And at no point, like on the food, was he like, I'll pay for, I got it this time. There was no, like every time we stopped, it was like me ordering for both of us and me paying for both of us. And it was like, oh, well, he'll take care of me later or whatever. No, didn't offer me anything. Didn't offer me gas money. But he did have enough money to buy a case of wine. So, there's that. So
for that cougar that he brought back to the room.
I don't know. Listen, I just get told to leave the room for a bit, and then I come. I'm told when I can come back, and I don't know. What I probably should have done. I should have done like Maverick. Like you don't even need a room. Like Maverick just slept in the line,
in the hallway, didn't he?
Yeah, he slept in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to go. Like you could save. I mean, hell, I think my hotel, because I'm checking in Wednesday this year and I don't check out till Monday, it's going to end up costing me $1,000 for the whatever 5 nights or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Shit, you could just go for the whole time and just sleep in the hallway like Maverick and not have to.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting in line. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just waiting in line. Yeah. Yeah.
So why are you pitching a tent?
Wait. Oh, hold on a second. We got Jesse out here. And he's a longer, less funny version of that movie. And then he said, "Are you seriously ignoring my comments?" Why aren't you here? That's the question. Like, it's D&D's over. You know, we're running on fumes here. We already did This Week in Theaters. We did the toys. We started talking about shows and stuff. Joe doesn't watch anything on TV. We've done the interview. We're on gas fumes here, Jesse. This is the time where you come in.
We need a fresh guy. Yeah.
Instead, you're just like, "Are you ignoring my comments?" Well, maybe stop commenting and get your ass home. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Jesse.
Chris says, "Yeah, but Maverick smelled like dog ass by Sunday morning."
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess if you don't go to your room and shower, that's true. So I think somebody said he put like a box over his head too, so that it was like dark, so that he could.
Oh
sleep.
yeah, he would put like his shoulders and head in a box.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Jesse said you're doing regular format on off week because we did This Week in Theaters. Hey, we had to fill the time, man. We had gaps in the time and we had to fill it. And it was shitty movies anyways. You wouldn't have liked them.
This is 2.0.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. And we had to watch shitty movies. The best thing there was Terminator. I had to watch a Scott Bakula movie. So there you go. Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
We saw shit that would turn you white.
That's true. That is true. Tell them about the Twinkie.
What about the Twinkie?
Oh man. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun this year. I'm glad that since I am staying an extra day, that I've got a little bit longer break in between the two drives. So I think my son, well, I don't think, I know now because he just finalized his plans a couple weeks ago. He's going to fly out here to Missouri beforehand. He's going to drive up with us. And then on Monday, he's going to leave from Jersey to fly home. So I'll probably be able to have him help with the drive there, but not the drive back. So I could ask my wife, but there's no way she's going to drive in a place that she doesn't know. Like, she doesn't like driving normally, but yeah, like trying to have her drive it through Pennsylvania or something, which, by the way, that is the longest, most boring ass state in the fucking world.
I don't know. Wisconsin's pretty fucking long and boring.
Dude.
But at least you got the mountains in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, though, like, it's just so wide. Like when you're traveling 17 hours, right? You stop like looking at the clock and you stop looking at miles and you just like go by states that you've gone through and you're like, okay, made it through Illinois, made it through Indiana, made it through Ohio, and then you hit Pennsylvania and it's like time stops. Like, you just the thing is so fucking long, like it's so wide you can't make it through it. I think I was driving through Pennsylvania for like 3 days. Man, I swear if I've ever given like 6 months to live, I'm gonna go and move to Pennsylvania because every day is like a fucking eternity. Like it is
the majority of the drive. Is Pennsylvania.
So bad.
Oh,
so yeah. Here comes Jesse defending Pennsylvania. Drive through Kansas or Nebraska. No, I don't need to because I've already driven through the worst fucking state in the world. And then the tolls, like what's with all the tolls, man? I've never paid a toll in my life. And next thing I know, I'm having to stop and get tickets and then pay things. And I swear, like every time they told me to stop, I stopped. Every time they told me to pay something, I paid something. And then I get home and I get these things in the mail saying, "Oh, you didn't pay a toll or something. You owe $70 here." Okay, I pay $70. Then a week later, "Oh, you didn't pay at this toll. You owe $100 here." I think I got like 3 of those. And it's like I stopped every time they told me to stop. I paid everything they told me to pay. Yeah. I ended up having to like send in like another, I don't know, it ended up being like $250 worth of toll fees. I'm like, it's just so stupid. So I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Pennsylvania. Gotta hate it. I mean, who would voluntarily live there? That's my question.
I don't know.
I was drug here at 8, and I just decided, well, I guess I know the area enough.
Yeah,
it's either that or move back to Baltimore, and I was kind of worried that if I did that, I might not live to see 40. by that age. So, it's like, all right.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Sean spent his life in Pennsylvania, and he's like, well, if some foreign country invades, they're not going to come to this shithole. So I guess I'll just stay here.
well, we're
It's like the
landlocked.
safest place to
We
be.
have that going for us. There's
Yeah.
no foreign bodies coming in, except if they want to come up the Susquehanna, and then they see Harrisburg, and they're like, oh God, I need to drink a bullet now. Let's just go back, because I worked in Harrisburg. It is not a fun place. So
Not good.
That's funny.
Here comes Jesse. Have a great show. I'm going to bed.
Oh, so he's
fine.
home.
That's fine because we were just going to talk about our D&D campaign. So I'm glad that you're not going to be here because we don't need you corrupting it. So
corrupting it. He's probably the most. Well, I mean, besides Joe, he's probably the most qualified to play.
Yeah, I know. I hope that one day they film one of Jesse's D&D sessions because it sounds like he plays some unscrupulous characters, and it's like Jesse's like the nicest guy in the fucking world. Like he'll bend over backwards for everybody. So to see him play something that's opposite of him would be great. Yeah. Like I would love to see him just like stealing from people and taking people out or whatever. Yeah,
that's what he would do to our campaign.
Literally,
he would just take us
from babies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
It'd be fun.
Where are your children for my shish kebabs?
Yeah. Who is your daddy and where is he? Okay, that's my candy now.
Mine.
Where are the women? They must be screaming from the lamentations.
Oh man.
You might end up being traumatized if Jesse really cuts loose, He's like this genocidal maniac in role-playing games or something, and we're all like, whoa, you never know. You never know.
Who is this guy?
Well, that'll just be me going.
He's
that
just
was when I brought, like if I see him go nuts doing it, I'll be like, that was how he was when I brought Spawn number 2 into his house. I remember 1991. It just happened. And
he wasn't happy, huh?
Head meet concrete. Bam.
Bam.
Really? What was the problem with Spawn number 2?
So that was the summer. 91 was the big summer where he and I really got into comic books because of the X-Men. And with Image, I got into Spawn because I was like, oh, Todd McFarlane, he's got this new character, Spawn. He came back from hell to, be a hero and all this stuff. And the second issue of Spawn has the Violator on the cover, the demon form. And that's all it is. And he kept on going, you better not have that cover forward in front of my mom. If she comes down here and sees that, she's going to get really mad. And I'm like, well, it's my comic. I'm a little confused why she'd be mad. It's me, it's like I was doing the whole argument and stuff. And then at one point, I don't remember what it was. I think it was because the comic was annoying him. We were getting on each other's nerves because it was the second night of our sleepover weekend. We both didn't sleep a lot, and there was something that happened, and out of nowhere, I just get so frustrated. I go, you know what? You're demonic, because he kept saying everything was demonic, and the comic's demonic, Spawn's demonic, this is demonic. And I felt like, you're demonic, and he had this down feather pillow that he was sleeping downstairs with, and he just starts swinging that around like nunchucks, and the next thing I know, it hits me up one side of the head, and then my head ricochets off the floor in concrete, and I don't remember the rest of the night.
Hey, Jesse.
He's got his pillow.
It's like all of a sudden Sean's head's a beach ball, just smashing. It's like that summer. It was you're demonic, and then the other one was he had a pool in his backyard, and we used to do this game where it was we're playing like we're the X-Men, but we were on the Blackbird. It was going down in flames, and we had to jump out so that we could jump into the pool and all that stuff. And at one point, we were both in the pool. He was Wolverine, and I threw myself on the grenade. Said, "Fine, I'll be Cyclops for a couple of minutes." Even though I don't like Cyclops. And in the latest issue of X-Men, when Cyclops shot an optic blast, the actual sound effect was Zark. So I'm fighting him in the pool, and he swings, and then he hits me, and I try to shoot him with the beams, and before I went under the water, I yelled, "Zark!" And when I come out of the water, he's laughing so hard that he actually was like snorting and stuff. I'm like, what? And he goes, "Zark? Zark?" I go, "It was in the comic. It's canon. Why are you laughing at me?" And he just, yeah. So, yeah.
So, hi, Jesse.
Yeah, how's it going, Jesse?
Hey, Jesse.
Hi. Hey.
Put
How's it going,
the
guys?
pillow down.
How was
It's gone.
D&D?
It was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about starting a OffWorld 2.0 D&D session.
Oh, have fun.
Yeah.
He
Joe's
just
gonna
said
be
have fun.
Joe's gonna be a hero. He likes people singing his praises.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
steal
true.
from little kids. So
I'm
yeah.
gonna slap people on butts.
Alexander's gonna slap butts. So
He's all about slapping.
One of the guys in our campaign did that to two of the other characters tonight. And
all right.
one of them he
Slap some
cast Bardic Inspiration on.
He cast what now?
Bardic Inspiration. Joe knows what that means.
It gives you a bonus to succeed at your task, which would, in this case, would be booty slapping.
Is that
Okay.
like Dungeons and Dragons Viagra?
That's
No,
the thing
that's
with D&D. For some reason, because bards have such a high charisma stats usually, everybody plays them as like really horny gigolos or man whores or whatever you want to call them. That's what the gnome is on Vox Machina, the little guy. That's what he is. He's a bard.
Mhm.
So, and of course the guy, because we're playing a side campaign, like a mini campaign, taking a break from our regular one, where someone else is DMing instead of the regular guy. He actually gets to play, so it's like a horror themed one. We're in a haunted house, monster hunters. It's all new characters. So the one guy that's playing this bard, he's got this like horrible Pepe Le Pew French accent. It's like and his mini is like throwing magic missiles, but there's like 5 of them. He looks like straight up freaking Gambit, and like we get into our first combat, and he goes and flirts with the ladies whose house we're supposed to like cleanse or whatever instead of participating in the fight. So, yeah.
I like a good gambit.
When I was playing my Dwarven Thief, we had a guy on there, was a half giant, and we were in a cave, and he convinced one of our wizards to cast continuous light on his penis.
As you
So
do.
then he was running around in this cave with this big floppy dick glowing, and then they were all joking about it. They're like, "Oh, it'd be funny if you ran after the dwarf." So then he's running after me with this glowing ass dick, just running. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
E.T. Bone Home.
Bone home.
I like the glowing ass dick thing though.
And then he died, and so we buried him, and there's still like this
His
like
dick
glowing.
is sticking out.
Yes.
I had a feeling
It wasn't a deep
we
enough
couldn't dig
grave.
the hole deep enough, apparently.
Yeah.
Good
Wow.
grief.
that's one of those bury him face down, so you don't have to look at the thing that had the light on it the entire time.
Some people are walking by. Ooh, look, a glow stick. No, not so much.
And look, I'm not saying PA is the best state. I'm just saying there are worse states to drive through. That's all I was trying to say.
Not that I've experienced.
I know. I'm telling you.
I know
And
Wisconsin.
Driving through Kansas.
I've driven through Iowa.
Iowa's
pretty flat.
way worse than Pennsylvania
No, Iowa's definitely
as
not
far
worse
as
than
landscape. It's just smaller.
Yeah.
There's no caves and mountains to drive through in Iowa.
And that makes it better in Pennsylvania because there's mountains?
Yeah.
How does that make it better?
I mean, water is wet. Driving through mountains is better than driving through flat, rolling prairies of nothingness.
I seriously disagree.
All right.
Driving through mountains, you can't get around it. You're stuck where you're at. You're driving through flat land. If worst case scenario, I can go off road if I need to.
What is happening on your road trip?
It's claustrophobic in driving through mountains. You're like trapped. It's like when you're in one of those drives.
You were trapped in a car with Billy Beige for 17 hours, 2 ways on a Sunday with snow going uphill both ways.
That's true.
From the sounds of your tale.
It's like when you go through one of those drive-throughs and like it's taking too long, but it's one of those ones that doesn't have like an exit area. Like you can't leave the drive-through, so you're stuck and you like can't move. You know what I'm talking about?
So,
that's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is the one-lane drive-through.
Joe, Alexander, what were your answers to how many chugga-chuggas before a choo-choo?
Alexander answered that one.
And I said 2.
Okay.
We would also accept 4. So depends on how much, juice you're trying to get into your choo-choo.
Yeah.
So
all right. How about is there more windows or doors?
That was
Joe.
Yeah. And I said with my criminal background, all windows can be doors if you're creative enough.
So there you go.
Fair enough.
So it's doors.
Okay.
And
well,
then
I don't actually
I
have
am no longer needed. You guys nailed it.
As far as Legend Daddy, Joe picked me, which is obvious because best. And then Alexander copped out and said all of us together as a team because it's kind of give up answer, but whatever.
Well,
the
this
correct
was supposed to be
answer
like a
is
job
Stephen
interview,
Bishotti, but
yeah,
right.
We can go over the results of their interview later. I'm not gonna.
No, I just wanted to know those answers.
I don't want to reveal it in front of these guys, but one of them did really well, and one of them not so well. So
this was like an interview. So I was in full butt kissing mode. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you play the game, right? I'm playing to win.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
Tonight he actually dubbed us the Off-World Overlords. So that's a new one on top of Legend Daddies we can use.
I mean, I've been saying I've been an intergalactic overlord for the past 15 years. So, I mean, I'm finally on step 37 of my master plan.
This is the first effort.
How many steps are there total?
642.
Oh, well, you got a bit to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, Jesse, I finished reading Helheim Volume 2. That is 3 trade paperbacks now within the past month that I've read. Thanks to you.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
But now I need to know what I need to read next. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Book of 3.
No, get the fuck out of here. I'm talking about a graphic novel, something.
Okay. Well, we're not going to waste everybody's time with that right now, are we?
We're not going to waste everybody's time by talking about cool graphic novels. That's what this show is about. What the fuck are you talking about?
Next Wave, Agents of Hate.
Is that a book?
It's a 12-issue Marvel comic. Sean introduced me to it. It is one of the best things I've ever read, ever.
And what's it called? Next Wave what?
Agents of Hate.
Okay.
Elsa Bloodstone that was on the Werewolf by Night show?
Yeah.
She's in that, but a much cooler version of her. Not that the girl in the show wasn't cool, but the comic version's much cooler. So much more sass.
And Monica Rambeau is also.
Monica Rambeau's in it. A guy that just calls himself the Captain. Boom Boom from the X-Men. Machine Man.
Yeah, sounds like a who's who of Nobody Cares.
Exactly. And it's my favorite comic graphic novel.
Okay.
Especially of Marvel's ever.
Okay. Gotcha.
And there's no rogue, so go figure.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not one of the like Kelheim that I have to, search like 15 fucking places for to finally get one. But when I got the
I can't help
Helheim,
it when you have crappy comic books around.
the
Comic books
the
version.
Helheim Volume 2, I ended up having to order from eBay, and it came and it had like on the side of it, it was like Harvest County Library or something. Somebody took it from their library and sold it on eBay.
Well, I mean, sometimes libraries they do that. Like I've gotten a lot of books like that where they've moved stuff on. They'll sell them to help raise money for new books and stuff.
Gotcha. I got it. And I
You
was like,
think it's like a money
somebody
laundering
stole this
thing
from
or
their
something.
library.
I mean, it's possible that they stole it too. I mean, I'm surprised that was in a library.
Especially the second one. The second one's got some stuff in it.
Yeah, I warned you.
Yeah, it wasn't bad though. It was pretty good.
Okay.
So it's definitely one that doesn't have. It was a good one to ease me into it because there's not a lot of reading. There's more pictures than reading. So
You will love Owly.
Is that a book too?
Yeah, it's a kid's book. There's no words. It's just all the text speeches are like emojis.
Okay.
I'm totally dicking you around right now.
Oh, all right. I was writing it down.
It's literally. I'm not saying. I'm not
played
saying
it
it's
out for a
bad,
couple
but it
weeks.
is literally a children's book. No, because I don't want him to actually spend money on it and then accuse me of making him waste money.
He already got me reading them, but I couldn't be more mad at him unless I took a 17-hour road trip with him 2 ways.
I'm a delight on a road trip
Yeah.
or
I
a
believe
sleep.
that.
So if I was driving overnight and you were the passenger, you would have conversation to keep me awake and stuff.
If I was the only other person left in the car to help keep you awake, yes.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, Billy didn't.
Would you buy him snacks?
Depends on what my page or my checking account looks like
Your
at the
funds
time.
look like?
I definitely would not expect him to pay for everything.
I tell you what though, that Billy is a meme machine.
Yeah,
Within the car, he must have put out, I don't know, 12, 15 memes on the ride, and they were all fire. That guy can meme like nobody's business. So
That's awesome.
just can't be a decent human being. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Isn't he on the show next week?
It's all right. He's not going to see this. Nobody watches this show. So,
Is this the smoke-free show, Greg? I don't. What does that mean, Greg? What does that mean?
well, he's one of our tryout contestants next week, and I think he's wondering if he is allowed to have any sort of pre-show inspiration.
How would we know? I mean,
I
I
don't
know we
know.
would know, but how would we know?
I don't know how we would know him otherwise. I can't imagine a completely sober Greg showing up for anything? Really. Yeah.
Oh,
I do want to give a shout out though to Anthony Hasiel referring to us as the Great Lakes Avengers. I thought that was a killer reference right there.
The Great Lakes. I can't see the chat. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but
There's a comment thing on the side, up at the top. I don't know if you maybe.
Does private chat?
Oh,
or
because you're on
comments?
your phone, maybe you can't see it. I don't know.
yeah.
Greg says, or during the show, because 2 hours is a long time.
That's why it took so freaking long to get to PowerCon with him last year.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't waste time by, stopping for food so that Jesse could have some sort of nourishment.
Push through.
I didn't
hungry.
push for that. That's my own fault.
Yeah, Jesse gets there and he's fucking starving. His blood sugar level is dropped to nothing.
That's my own dang fault.
Way to go.
You're
Jesse, have you seen the show The Expanse?
welcome. Is that the one with the Rocinante?
Yes.
I've started it. I have not made it all the way through it.
I was just mentioning it to these guys. Len recommended it to me, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's way better than that Wheel of Time bullshit. So,
wow, man, you're really taking shots at your buddy Len after all the nice things they said about you on Euro Legions today.
He didn't say anything till the end, till they reminded him that I even existed, and he's like, "Oh
No,
yeah,
they said some nice things
I
about you
was
during the show.
At the very end, he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to marry him and how good of a person he is." Talked about everybody else that's in that Wolf King block at Legions Con but me. So
No, he said you were right. You were right there.
yeah. But he did recommend the Expanse, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm on season 3 right now.
How many seasons are there?
6 seasons.
Okay.
And
I think Amazon picked them up in season 4. I think that's when the
Big
budget kind of doubled. So
one of the main guys on that is the Captain Enoch on Ahsoka.
Oh, really?
The gold-faced stormtrooper.
really, I did not know that.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Oh, that must have been what Len was talking about. That's probably that Amos dude. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Beauty. Anybody else got anything going on this weekend?
I got a show going on.
Oh, yeah. You got like a get together, right? Garage sale type thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's called the Geek Garage Sale. It's behind one of our local comic book shops. Free show, and it's a lot of the
Why is
Michigan
Jesse
crew.
disappearing slowly off the screen.
He's got a poop.
So it's kind of a local Michigan thing.
Yeah, yep. It's just kind of, I'd say probably about 20 vendors or so,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's in the back parking lot, and just gonna go hang out with some friends. So
I'm sorry, Jesse's cracking me up. So
it's like going into the black nothingness.
yeah. So what are you bringing to Legions Con? I know you know the one thing I'm definitely looking forward to is the stables, but you got any other? And I'm sure you've got a bunch of wells and stuff and fountains. But what do you got any kind of surprises lined up or anything?
I can show you one.
Sure.
This got this one,
Oh, that's cool.
and I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Oh, very
Ooh.
nice.
Ooh.
And then
Oh, a little
Change
change
all-
up, huh?
change all the colors and stuff.
And it comes with a
Nice.
remote and everything.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So, and then you could come on, there it goes. And
It's a
it'll
little
change-
thing on top of the fountain there. Is that
Little
like a little
monkey?
monkey?
That thing, that's it's a little miniature figure from Kung Fu Panda.
Oh.
Oh, is
nice.
it Tigress?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I had bought a bunch of these hero clicks,
Oh, cool.
these Marvel ones, and I just kind of made like a tiger fountain.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You got any cosmic things going for this year?
I do. I guess I could show you this one. They're not done, but like they're not even. There's no resin in them or anything yet, but
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So kind of like a more natural rock formation around it.
yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then
Oh, very nice.
sweet, light that up too. So yeah, there's this one, and then there's a different colored one with the same kind of rocks that I got.
Oh, that's good. That's neat. I like that. What's that thing behind your shoulder there? It looks like a portal or something.
This thing.
That's
Down
bag
lower.
end.
Yeah. Nope. Down below you.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
that?
this is just a door from Bag End. I
Oh,
got it
okay.
in like this large Lord of the Rings lot that I got years ago.
Oh, gotcha. I thought that was something that you were making like a portal or something.
No. Just
That
then
came with the
that
Bilbo
other thing
figure.
up top is a bridge. Is that right?
this right here?
Yeah.
No, this is a stable.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a bridge. Nice.
Just
Yeah, I
a different type of stable.
I need one of them double ones.
I got a double one that I'm making that has like a area for like the stable keeper, if you will.
Oh, all right.
And that's over here, and it's in the very rough stages at the moment.
Now, stable keeper, that would be like a townsfolk. So Jeremy says we're not allowed to have those. So, just so you know.
I don't know. According to C. Jessam, we are. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, gonna have a few different things, and I'm actually bringing them to the show. Otherwise, I'd probably show one of those. But it's got fog and real working water and
Awesome.
stuff like that. So, yep, got a few different fountains this year. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I'll probably try to do a studio either tomorrow or Sunday. I need to get some painting done. Not necessarily because like I saw Jesse on Thursday night, doing his Mr. Rogers thing. And he was talking about like not getting stressed out about this stuff. Like, don't make yourself stressed about what you got to get done. And I get that 100%. Like, we got a show coming up and I understand people want to have stuff ready for their table and everything, but not to the point where you stress out. But at the same time, like, I know that I need to paint, not because I need stuff for Legion's Con, but just it's better for me, like mental wise. Like, so I just need to force myself to do it so that, I don't go stir crazy. But
Yep. I get that.
Yeah.
I think motivating yourself to do something you enjoy. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Jesse. Mine's not a happy story. So,
well, then you go first, and I'll bring it back up afterwards.
Okay. I'd been working on a custom for a couple of weeks, and it was turning out really well. I had to modify the head, but that had gone well. The paint went well. I had soft goods that I'd been putting together for probably almost a year. I'd been picking up little pieces here and there for what I wanted to do. And the crowning achievement, I had found a ring, like a costume jewelry ring at a Walmart that looked like a crown. It actually had, like pieces like a crown. And all I had to do was bend it a little bit to get it to slide onto the top of the 3D printed head. So I took some linesman's pliers and put tape on them because I didn't want to scratch the surface, and applied a little bit of pressure, and it split into like 7 pieces. I just crushed the crown.
Oh, wow.
Into bits.
Ouch.
And then tried to glue it, and the glue just totally went everywhere and totally ruined the piece.
Oh no!
And,
boy!
Yeah,
that just means that there's a better crown out there for you, there, Joe.
I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open for some. I had actually had this ring for like 2 years, waiting to find just the right combination of pieces, and it hurt my soul a little bit to have that happen.
Yeah, that's rough.
But
I bet.
Yeah, but I'm bouncing back. I got another one planned. I'm hoping to have ready next week that I think is going to be maybe even cooler. My first cosmic custom. So.
Oh, nice.
So did it ruin the whole custom or just the crown?
So this is the thing. Like the crown in my head, the crown was the whole custom. It was like,
okay,
like that ring was why I was doing the rest of the custom. So it didn't ruin it. It ruined it for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was planning the whole
physically damage it
custom around. Yeah, okay. Around that piece, the ring crown look of how it was going to come together. So I need to figure that out somehow. Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board.
But also don't use linesman's pliers to bend rings because it doesn't work as well as you would think.
Yeah, I don't work with enough metal to know if heating that up would have helped it or if that would have just made it even more brittle. But I don't know.
If I had put it in boiling water, I probably could have bent it with my fingers. It was costume jewelry, but in my mind I was thinking that it was like metal, you know. It wasn't. It was aluminum.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it did not have the tensile strength that I was expecting it to have. You know? So,
Gotcha.
That sucks.
yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. I had to set everything down for a little while and like kind of zen, like, okay,
Meditate.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's exactly the type of stuff I was talking about last night, is that, you know, if you get to something like that, you get frustrated, whether it's a custom or artwork or whatever you're working on. I mean, Sean, I know going back to the days when we were in high school and we're drawing on paper, you know, if you go to erase something wrong and you put too much pressure, it would just crinkle the whole piece of paper up. And like, I had a complete meltdown when I was working on an art project for a competition once. And I did that. And I took that piece of paper and I just stabbed the shit out of it with my pencil. I was like, I got to start over. Like, I mean, it, you know, and it gave me a better idea. And I did something different with it anyway. But I literally, I mean, I was like 15 or something. I was so mad. I had to like go out, lay down in the driveway and like try to like absorb the coolness of the even and stuff. But you know, whether it's, if you're like Curtis was saying about doing it because it makes him feel better, like, yeah, sometimes you have to motivate yourself to get started on something. I was more talking about the like not pushing yourself to, you know, the negative side of it. Yeah, sometimes you know, like it took me months. I got custom pieces, went to the first Legions Con. It took me probably 3 or 4 months to actually start painting anything. The first Legions Con I went to, not the first one, but just because my paints were all in boxes like under my desk. And I was like, well, I don't have to clean this up and set everything up. And then it got to the point where I'm just leaving this stuff up all the time, because then I don't have to like clean up everything. And now it's the whole desk is paint. So I guess where I was just going with that is, you know, learn what works for you and whatever medium you're working on, and like knowing to take a break, you know, or if it's like, all right, you know, or you just make an excuse to not work on something, or just, you know, whatever, just be nice to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we have somebody that kind of runs in our circle that I've seen him make several posts with, you know, oh, I got 26 more heads to do and this and that. And if you can do that and it's not going to stress you out to put that kind of a number on it, then that's fine, do it. But like, don't make yourself stressed because you got to get to a certain number to get there. Like if you show up, you know, 1, 2, 5, 10 heads less than what you thought you were going to bring, it's not like people are just going to come up to your table and start pointing and laughing, you know, or you know, or whatever. Like you're still fine. Like you're okay. Like if you don't finish that one extra piece, you're going to be all right. So yeah, don't put that kind of pressure on yourself.
If you're not telling people how many you're bringing, no one's going to know you didn't bring everything you wanted to.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the Michigan guys, like, they're like, how many you bringing? How many you making? And I told them the number, and I'm like, I'm hoping I can get it. And I tried to push myself to do that, and I missed it by like 20 or 40. So, but I mean, you guys saw my table last year. It was full, and I didn't even have. That was only half of the stuff that I brought.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had way more than what I probably needed. So I'm bringing the bulk of that, and then the 10 or 15 new ones that I'm bringing. So
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, setting goals and trying to reach those goals, there's nothing bad about that. But you know, just trying to keep in mind that it's also like this is not our main job. Like this is a hobby,
Yep.
and we're supposed to be having fun with this. And if
Yep.
it gets to the point where it's not fun, like it's it's stressing you
stops.
out, then maybe time to kind of look at it a little bit differently. So that's kind of like we were talking about video games earlier, like when I was playing World of Warcraft, and like I said, I was playing hardcore, and I mean, we would raid for 5-6 hours at a time, multiple nights a week. And, I was the guild leader and the raid leader. And like, it got to be where like, that was just a lot of work, like trying to coordinate that stuff. And then also, have a family and also have a full-time job. It's like that stuff gets to be too much. And it for me, at one point, it just got to a situation where it was like, okay, this is really stressing me the fuck out. And it's supposed to be a game that I started playing for fun. So I just stopped. So yeah, like with this stuff, we all started doing it because we enjoy doing it. I would just hate to see somebody have to stop because it becomes too stressful. So like Jesse said, be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
So.
And like Joe, I can't wait to see what this cosmic custom you're cooking up is. And Sean, I'm going to pull some attention to you right now. You tell me to shut up if I'm overstepping here, but you unveiled your Legends of Grayskull logo. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've known you virtually my entire life for the most part, and I know how dedicated you are to, like, you're not going to put something else out. You're not going to put something out unless you're completely happy with it, or at least 95% happy with it. Not calling you a perfectionist, just saying like you have a certain level you want to get to, and watching you work on that, however long you've been working on that piece, because I know you do this sort of stuff as your full-time job. So like you trying to switch off between full-time job this and doing the stuff you like for fun, like there's a part of me that doesn't process how you do that, but there's seeing you get to the end result of that from where you started, I think is really cool and really impressive. I'm trying to say something nice here. I hope it's coming across that way. that like if you had just finished up that initial sketch and roughed that out and put it together and finished it up months ago, like I know you wouldn't have been as happy with it, and we wouldn't have seen what you eventually got to with it, because that's how your process is. That's how you work. So I'm trying to say it's a really cool piece, and I'm glad you work the way you do to see it become what it became.
Thank you. Yeah, I hate me. I'm a perfectionist. that okay. I'm not perfect to begin with, and that's the problem. Like,
nobody is.
No, I know.
Well, very few of us.
Like
sure.
last year, I was talking with Nate Barch, and Nate's like, no piece of work is actually finished. It's more you do the best you can, and you move to the next one because of deadlines or whatever. And that's basically what I made myself do in that case. Because, I mean, like last Legion's Con, I was kicking around with Dusty Standiford. I was like, and then David Williams as well. They're artistic guys. And I was like, well, what about if we could do something where, show the artistic side that isn't just customizing? And then there was, okay, let's start the Cabal Creations. Well, I started that with them as, like helping me. And I ended up bowing out of that so fast because my work schedule and family made it so minimal for me to be able to do art. But then there was a lot of other people in the Cabal that come forward and make something out of it for themselves. And so it's like, it was a double-edged sword for me. It's like, I really wanted to be able to showcase something that was special to me, and I couldn't, but it gave other people the chance to do that. And I was coming to terms with that over the last year. Like, that's probably the point. It's not, it shouldn't be about me. It never should have been about me. It should be about a way for other people to go, hey, here's another way of expressing your fandom and your talent. If you aren't into the customizing, there's that as well and all that stuff. And like Dusty created that coloring book that'll be at Legion's Con this year. And, like he said it to me a few times now, like if I wouldn't have touched base with him and we talked about it, he wouldn't have been motivated to even get that done. And he's got a sign now that says Volume 1 and then Volume 2 will be coming. And it's like, the guy's got motivation, and you can't ask for anything more than he's excited, he's got motivation, he's got creativity, and he's got talent, and same with David Williams. I mean, the stuff that he's been putting out there, he was like the first person when we started it that boom, like everybody was getting into what he was doing, and that's great. And he's a tattoo artist, so he can do this stuff pretty, like quickly and stuff, because that's just in his skill set. Whereas I work on a computer doing magazine design, and I do that, 8-9 hours a day plus family stuff. When I sit down to work on an iPad, I'm like, I'm freaking beat. Like, there's nights where I don't get anything accomplished, and then there's times where it's like, yeah, I want to get this logo done because I've been working on it for a freaking year, and it's just behind the scenes, a little bit at a time I can get to it. So I stress myself out a ton, and it sucks. So, but, I agree with what Jesse's saying, and it's a hobby. It like for everybody, it's a hobby. You're not making a full-time living doing it, but it's a way of expression for yourself. And that's what, at the end of the day, remind yourself, why did you want to do it to begin with? And where was the fun of that? Where was the passion to make you want to do this? And then, kind of like work backwards from there then, and go forward without having the negativity or the stress that's driving you crazy. So,
well, and that's a cool thing with the Cabal creation stuff. Like, whenever you do have time, you can throw something into it. Like, it's an idea. Like, it's a, it's like customs. It's a thing anybody can chalk up at any time.
Yeah.
Whether it takes you 6 hours or 6 weeks to make something for it.
Well, that's one thing, and I'll stop about it. But the one thing about where I was when I started that was, Matt and I were talking about doing the logo. So then it was, do I do Cabal creation stuff and put myself out there that way, or do I work on a logo for a friend that we wanted to have done for a while? So it was like, here's a quote unquote commission piece I should be working on, but then I'm noodling around on other stuff. So then there's that element of, I should just get the commission thing done. But then it's like, I think a lot of artists are that way. There's something you have to do, and you have to do it. But then there's like, but fun side thing, because that's something I just thought of, and it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
you got to get that out.
You got to get the first thing done because that's expected of you. But then the other thing that, it's like that has to wait. And then sometimes you're like, what did I even want to do with that anymore? Like your inspiration isn't there, or your mind isn't there anymore and stuff. But that was one of the things that was driving me crazy over the last year. It's like, logo, get done, this, and then all the other stuff. I always felt like I shouldn't be putting the effort into that yet because this has to get accomplished. So yeah, it was like again, double-edged sword. It was cool to be able to put myself out there, but it's also like, I shouldn't be doing the other things until I get that done. So yeah. Somebody's playing Starfield. There you go.
Yep. See that, Brad. Yeah, I mean, I had this custom that I was working on, and it was Old Man Rex from Clone Wars and from Rebels, mostly from Rebels with the Old Man Rex. But so I was working on that, and then I was repainting one of those bat cycles to go with him, just because I thought it would be kind of cool to make like this, I don't know, space vehicle for him to be on, like some sort of bike. And so I did the Rex, I had him done, and I had the bike taken apart, and I started painting that. And then I just didn't feel like doing the bike anymore. Like, I was just like, I have no interest in finishing it right now. Like, it just didn't seem interesting. And so it just sat there on my desk for, several weeks. And then Mark Calvo went and he put up his Old Man Rex. And then he did Gregor, I think, or Wolf. He did one of the other ones too. I think it was Wolf, maybe. But they look really good, and he used some new parts that I guess he had sculpted for it that kind of makes it even look closer to, you know, the Stormtrooper vibe. And I was like I lost all motivation to kind of finish that project. And so I'm sitting there for weeks where I had this stuff on my desk and I wasn't touching any of it. And I was like, I'm not painting because I don't want to do this one project that I started. So I just like put it all in a box and put it away, and then worked on something I did want to do, you know. And I'm sure I'll go back to that bike and finish it at some point. But it's just not, you know, I just don't have the motivation to do it right now. And I don't want to force myself to paint it just to have it done. I would rather work on something else that I am interested in doing. And then at some point later on, you know, I'll go back to it, or maybe I'll have some other inspiration for that bike to paint it up a little bit differently or add a certain part to it or whatever. And then I'll go, oh, that's why I didn't finish that, because this is the way it should have been. So, like I had these, I was going to work on one of those, I forget what that character's called. It's like Dragon Warrior or something from the God's Fire line, where he's got like these pauldrons that are like have dragon skin on it, and then he's got this helmet with the it's like a removable faceplate or something that's got dragon scale stuff on it. And I started paying that up like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and for some reason, I just never wanted to finish it. So it just like sat on my cart, and I would just move on to other things. And then I was working on another custom, and I'm almost finished with it. And I go, oh shit, you know what would look great on this is the pauldrons from that Dragon Warrior guy, like would look amazing on this. And so I repainted them up, put it on there, and I absolutely loved it. And so, you know, I guess sometimes, you know, if you have to stab the paper 15 times like Jesse and start over, or if you have to stop working on one project to work on another, like if that's what you got to do to, you know, have the motivation to do what you need to do, then, you know, that's what you got to do. So I don't know. I guess, you know, sometimes giving up on something and starting something new is not necessarily a bad thing. So
I think the smartest part about that is, as long as you don't let people know what you're doing so they don't expect something, that's the smartest part. Because for me, like with I had a commission fall through even this in the last couple months, because I had the logo I wanted to get done, my normal workload. I have freelance even from my work that I do. And like I had somebody reach out to me wanting me to do a commission, and then like within 2 months he and again 2 months, but that's with me having all that going on. And then he was just like, yeah, can we maybe not do it then if it's going to take you a long time? And I initially warned him, I'm taking a while because of these things. So like that made me go, when I'm over the hump of Legions Con this year, I don't want to take commissions anymore. I'm just going to do things that are good for me, that are making me excited, that are making me energetic towards putting things out there. Because part of the stress for me is, if I say, oh, I'll do this for you, or I'll do that for you, then it's the expectation versus the reality can sometimes overwhelm me. And on top of that, just in general, it's like every time I take something in from somebody going, I want you to do this for me, what am I doing for me that feeds me?
Right.
You know, in that way either. So it's like, if I keep it under covers, and then at Legions Con next year, I have like a few prints that are actually going to be really exciting for me to put out there, that's going to mean more to me right now than, hey, I did a commission and there's one commission and that's for that one person or whatever. You know, it's a whole different mindset that I'm getting. And like the way you're describing it, that's a perfect way to do it. Figure it out on your own terms. Don't broadcast it out there.
Yeah.
Let yourself have the time to just let it marinate and become what it's supposed to be. and don't force it, basically.
Yeah,
Because
I
you
mean,
can start. You never know.
I've had people reach out to me to ask me about like commissions and stuff, and I'm like, I don't do that because, like I've got to enjoy what I'm doing. I've got to really like what I'm doing. Like if I feel like something's not going the right direction, I need to have the ability to change it up without having to run it by somebody or whatever, or change parts on it. And it's like once I'm done with it, once I've scratched that itch and I've created that custom that I felt I needed to make, if I'm okay with selling it and somebody wants to buy it, that's great. But I don't want to have to make something based on somebody's expectations.
Yeah.
And some people like, I know some folks that live off of their painting, like, and customizing and stuff. And so, they have to take commissions and stuff in order to pay the bills. And if that's your job, that's fine. But if it truly is a hobby, at least for me, I just find it better to do stuff that I enjoy doing. And then if somebody wants to buy it, great. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I've been asked if I would take commissions, and I don't want to do something and like halfway through it be like, wow, this doesn't really look the greatest, but this is what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the reason why I make these the way that I do, is because, I mean, Curtis, you're a perfect example. You stood at my table last year for,
I came back like 5
hours?
times. Yeah.
Like, because
You got to walk away from your table?
Luckily he was right behind me.
We were kind of butt buddies.
Yeah.
But I like you can look at 2 of them that are pretty similar, and you'd be like, well, they're kind of the same, but there's like little tiny differences in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I like making them, is because I can be like, oh, cool, I did this one on this, and I can tweak it on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And people can just decide what ones they want.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to make every one of them a certain way, because that's what somebody wants it to be,
mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be as fun to make them.
Well, the only person that I've seen that takes commissions that I was like, okay, I could see myself doing that is Zombie 13. So a lot of times what he'll do is he'll tell people like, no, I'm not taking commissions. And then the next sentence out of his mouth is, but what did you have in mind? And then they tell him, and if it's something that really interests him that he would like to do, then he'll take it on. But if it's not, then he won't. So like, I reached out to him because I know at one point he was talking about somebody had done those like Photoshop collages on the old forum boards like a long time ago, where they took, figures from the first wave and kind of mix and match parts and stuff. And, he had said that he kind of really liked those from the old forums and stuff, and he would like to do some of those one day. Well, one of them I just absolutely love with this character, Fibular, the dwarf hunter, where he's like, it's a skeleton and he's holding like these 2 like skulls with dwarf beards on them. Like he, just goes around killing dwarves. And I just, thought it was awesome. And so, so I reached out to him. He's like, no, I'm so busy. I can't really take commissions right now. But he's like, but what did you have in mind? And then I showed him the picture from the forums. He's like, oh yeah, I want to do that. He's like, send me X, Y, and Z for parts. And yeah, he's like, send me X, Y, and Z for parts and we'll get it taken care of. So, at least with that, like he is, I guess, screening the commissions that he's taking to make sure it's something that he would enjoy doing. But yeah, it's a tricky one. Like I know Emil has started taking some commissions too. And so like I actually bought a custom from Emil that I don't want to see until Legion's Con. And like he wanted to like, run parts and stuff by me and this and that. I'm like, no, I don't want to have any part of it. I don't want to interrupt your creative process. Like, here's the tribute that I'm asking you to make. However you think that needs to be done, you do it, and then I'll see it at Legion's Con. And I think that's the other thing too. Like, not only working on commissions as the artist, but if you're purchasing a commission from somebody, I think you need to have that, kind of appreciation for their art, that you don't try to step on their toes. Like, well, yeah, but I'd like you to paint this part that color and change this that way. Like, if you appreciate that person's art and you're trying to commission them to do something because you think they do a great job, let them do what they do. They're the artist, and don't try to step on their toes or make them go down a certain path that they may not feel comfortable with.
What gets me, that I agree with that 100%, because you're paying money for the person and their vision, and that's what it should be. There was when I first got on like the Masters of the Universe groups on Facebook back in like 2016 or so. I put a few pieces of art out there. I wasn't even trying to get the attention. It was just more of me just going, look what I did today or whatever, because I'm playing Mr. Mom. So it's like I'm trying to do things to make me get like, okay, I drew Orko today. I'm going to just post it on. Next thing I know, all these people are like, hey, can you draw this? Can you draw that? And I was starting to take commissions and fitting them in because I wasn't as busy as I am now. Except I had a baby at the time at home. But there was one guy that reached out to me, and he had a specific selection of characters he wanted. And it was Orko, Zor the Falcon, and Gwildor. He's like, can you draw these characters for me? And he's like, I like your style. Can you make a piece for me? And I'm like, sure. What do you want him to do? And he's just like, just do it. Do your take on it. Well, okay. So I drew up what I thought made sense, which it's like I wasn't figuring them to be fighting each other. They're all good guys.
Right.
So I just have them kind of there, and I have like, like a forest scene behind them looking like Filmation-esque and stuff. And I keep showing him throughout my process, here's a photo of this step. Here's a photo of this step. And every single time I got a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And I'm like, okay, you're happy. Obviously, you're not telling me anything is amiss at what you're hoping I bring to it. So I work it up, I ink it up and everything. And I'm like, okay, we did half up front for the commission. And I'm like, I'll send it out to you when I get the second half, though. And he ghosts me. And then about a week or two later, I reach back out and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know your piece is finished. When would you like to get it? I'll send it out when I get the other half. And I think it took me another try to finally get him. And then he comes back with a laundry list of reasons he doesn't want to pay me the other half for this piece. And part of it was, he goes, it looks like a Life Touch picture from Sears that you gave me versus what I was hoping you'd do. And I'm like, well, every step along the way you liked it, so explain to me where I went wrong. And he's like, keep the half that I paid you up front for your time. And I'm like, okay, so
yeah, but you spent 100% of the time and only got half the money.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like that guy automatically is like, okay, you are no longer somebody. I blocked him. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not going to deal with him. But it was a good lesson to learn. But it is one of those things that every time I do a commission now, because I had that experience, it's like, yeah, but what if I go through all the trouble and it turns into that bullshit again?
See, and what you described there, like if I'm paying for somebody's work, I don't want what you did. I don't want steps along the way and pictures along, because I don't understand your end goal creative vision. So when you're showing me steps along the way, it's very tempting for me to jump in and give you feedback based on the partial work that you're showing me. And I don't want to do that. So that's like, like I was saying with Emil, I told him, I don't want to be a part of that process. I want you to do it. And whenever it's done, I trust that it's going to look the way that it should look. Because I've had that where like I paid somebody, and this is very early on in Legions. I don't think I was even painting yet. And I paid somebody to paint some heads for me. And this person does this, like where they will take, like for one painted head, they'll take like 50 pictures throughout the way of all the different steps. Like they, put on a base coat, and then they put on a layer, and then they put on a wash, and then they and they're taking steps pictures each step of the way and show, well, what about this? I don't, how am I supposed to tell? Like you just threw on a wash. Like I don't know what the end goal is, So then I would say things like, oh, well, it looks like, maybe it should be this way or that way. And then well, now you're telling me how to do it. I'm not trying to, but why are you asking me for feedback if you don't want feedback? Like just show me it when it's done. So,
Sure.
yeah, but it can be tricky. It can be tricky for both the artist and the person that's paying for it. So, like I said, if you're the person that's paying for it, I think you just need to go in, don't engage with somebody to commission work if you don't trust that they're going to come out with a good product. If you can't do that, if you can't put that trust in them, then don't even engage with them in the first place.
Yeah.
Would be my advice. So
agreed.
But anywho. Did Jesse lock up, or is he doing his
there he goes.
is he doing his fake
happened?
computer locked up?
No, what happened?
It's
You
Tuesday.
just zoned out.
Oh, sorry.
Totally zoomed out.
Yeah.
It happened.
Well, anybody else have any other topics? Otherwise, we can wrap this up. All right, it's getting quiet, so we'll go around the horn. Joe, you got anything coming up that you want to promote or talk about, or things that people should be looking out for besides your new Cosmic custom?
No, I think that's just about it. I had a few customs in the works, but they're just kind of not working out exactly how I'd like them to. So I'm patient. Like if I'm not happy with it, it can go on the side burner for a while and until I get some new inspiration or a new idea or something. So
or stab it and call it demonic. I mean, that apparently that works too. So
I didn't stab him and call him demonic.
He didn't say you stabbed him. He just said
he's amalgamating.
Stabbing the artwork. Gotcha.
Stabbing the artwork and then me calling you demonic. Yeah.
I mean,
we made up for that years ago, but I always have that in the back of my mind, like demonic, and then I think of that issue, and I'm like,
but he still has PTSD about the pillow.
I have, every time I see his pillow, it's PTSD every time.
That pillow eventually got to the point where I couldn't use it anymore, and it took me the longest time to realize you had cats walking in front of your camera earlier. I just saw these
I thought it was your son.
I thought there was these little fibers, and I was like, "Is that a house centipede walking?"
I thought he was playing with a troll doll.
What got me, the reason that my screen went darker was all of a sudden halfway through the show, my son comes downstairs and goes, "I want to sleep with you tonight, Daddy." So I'm like, "Okay, didn't expect that." Situated him, and now the cat won't leave us alone. So it's like, okay, whatever. I got nothing. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria,
That pillow was a beast. I had it since I was a child. I had it most of the way through college, and then eventually it just felt like all the feathers came out, and I tried restuffing it, and it was the wrong stuff, and it got weird, so it got thrown away. But
you stab a duck for it? What the hell, man?
Things got weird, man. It was crazy.
It was. That was probably one of the few times in my life when I hit Sean with it and he went down that I was like, that was my
back up.
I was like, I have the power. What if
that? You decided to have the power like 3 more times, and my head's bouncing off the couch.
Jesse became a He-Man fan that day.
I'm just saying, like, it was just that, I've always felt so like meek and mild, and like the one time like that happened, I'm like, huh. It was weird.
Kill him. If I hit him enough.
It's Jesse's villain origin story. He just starts going around like just nailing people with pillows for no reason.
Well, funny that I came up with a character, and I created a character in college. It was called his name was Down Boy, because it was like kind of like the whole like Sandman, like the guy with like the cap over his face and like the pajamas kind of a thing, but he had like a pillow that was like as big as he was that he would like hit people with to make them go to sleep. Like
Gotcha.
feather down boy.
The other scary part, now that
there.
I think about it too, is if he kept hitting me with that pillow and my head kept bouncing on the concrete, he lived right in front of a freaking cemetery, so nobody could have found my body if something like that.
Well, hopefully you have a glowing penis and they'd be able to find you that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I remember when I was a kid, I saw that Night of the Living Dead, and all I kept thinking watching that movie is, I'm never visiting Jesse's house when a zombie apocalypse happens. He's ground freaking zero. Right,
You just have to tie their shoes. That's all.
Cemetery.
Tie their shoes. Yeah, when my mom married my stepdad and we moved out there, I could not sleep for like a week. I was like 8 years old, knowing there was a graveyard right like up the top of the hill. The pool wasn't there yet, and it was a weird room. Like it had weird like 70s decorations that none of it was my stuff. Like all my stuffed animals got like put in the basement, and they all got burned because they got moldy because they were in the basement. And it's like, why did they go in the basement if it was moldy down there?
Yeah, I watched. I was too freaked out by Poltergeist as a kid, the movie, and so yeah, living near any sort of burial ground would not have worked for me. That would have been a big no-go.
Yeah.
All right, Alexander, I know you got the garage sale thing this weekend. You got anything else coming up before Legion's Con that people can look forward to seeing your stuff? Or is that the next big one?
Toy Haven. I believe it's October 13th or 14th. I can't remember the dates now.
That's the Matt Rodriguez one?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And Pete McCarthy does help with that one as well.
Well, not really, but he puts his name on it.
Yeah. He puts his name on it.
Gotcha.
So. But then after that, it's Legion's Con. So
beautiful.
Ended up just having 3 right back to back to back. So.
And what you're driving from Michigan and just like bringing everything with you in a big trailer or something?
No, I'm just putting it back in my Jeep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we test fitted it. I recently just got the Jeep, so I was like, well, let's try to test everything, put stuff in there and see what I can do. And I think I'll be able to fit everything. So
beautiful.
Try it.
All right. Jesse, you got anything coming up?
Yep. No. No, Sunday night is Shooting the Shelf on the Just Shelve It channel with you, my co-host Curtis, and we're interviewing the
Wait, Curtis
guys
was on another show?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. We've got Carlo and Tristan from Immortal Collections on this Sunday, and our Let's Go to Legion's Con lead up. So that's Sunday night. Sorry, Curtis, if I'm stealing this from you, but the hashtag Painted Up Challenge is going on in the Mythic Legions Cabal. So if you have something to do for that, you've got another week left. 30 minutes less than a week, because at 12 o'clock Friday night, or I guess 11:59 Friday night is the cutoff for your entries.
A lot of good stuff.
And
we revealed prize T today. You will be tomorrow.
So we got 5 more prizes to reveal, 5 or 6 more. I don't know how math works. And then we'll be doing the giveaway next Saturday sometime live. And there is a prize that you have to be in attendance to the live stream to win.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other ones, be there, be cool, have fun, hang out with us. But yeah, just prepping. I think I finally got some materials so I can finally start making my dios for Legion's Con.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So hopefully I can pull all that together and a lot of stuff to paint. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, the only thing I would I'll mention this on the live stream when we do the prizes, but I mean, I've got 27 prize packages to get out. So shipping on that is going to be not amazing. So I will offer it up to anybody that if they want to pick it up at Legion's Con, I would be perfectly fine with just bringing it to Legion's Con and handing it to them there.
Yeah.
If they don't want to, that's fine. I'll ship it out. But yeah, that's gonna be a hefty amount sending out 27 packages all over the world. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's other than that, that's really all I got. Other than next Friday, we'll have Tryouts Part 2, and we'll have Greg and Jennifer on here and see how they do. We'll have to come up with some new interview questions, and I'll try to make sure that I keep them fair, between the two people, just like I did tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice and even.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, equally difficult. So
I feel like there's something that went down when I had to go and change my laundry over before we started. I feel like there's something that happened there.
No, we just, like I said, I was just trying to do different interview questions and really judge your guys' skill sets.
Yep.
So yeah. Sean, what can people look forward to with you?
This week we should be doing a new episode for Legends of Grayskull. Forge of Destiny 2 comes out Wednesday, so I wouldn't be surprised if Wednesday there is a new episode where we talk about that. And beyond that, next Friday night, interview part 2 with Curtis.
Are you guys going to talk about the new trailer too?
We did a mini one that was live actually on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it came out. We went on about an hour later and we talked a little bit about it. It's like a 30-minute little mini-sode we did.
Okay, so that's on your channel if people want to check it out. That's on our channel.
Yep, and I checked it out. We got 2 new subscribers, so we are we're 21 away from the big time. So
beautiful.
Smash that subscribe button if you feel like it, if you're watching right now and have not done so.
All right. Well, guys, it's been a great, fun show, and appreciate you guys coming in and letting us put you through the ringer. And like I said, we'll we'll let you know, or we won't, but definitely one of those 2 options. So. And until next time, can't wait to see you guys when we go OffWorld. Bye.